40%. Another telling fact, I think, is going to be the singles that both teams have scored so far in this tournament. When you look at Guyana, they've scored 35% of their runs in singles. Jamaica drops down to 22%. Jamaica like to tee off, we know that. So I think that's a situation that is going to tell perhaps the story of this match. The other thing we've got to look at very, very carefully now is the pitch. As both teams arrived here today, both teams came out, had a good look at the track. We're on the eastern wicket, hasn't been used for a while, but let me tell you about the preparation. This wicket was not watered last night. This wicket was only watered yesterday morning, so it's fairly dry. Now, if I was a Guyanese player and I came out here and I had a look at this track, I'd be quite happy with proceedings with spin bowlers and also batsmen who work the ball around a little bit. Let's just have a look at some areas around here as well. You can see this is the play area, if you like. This is where the spinners are going to be pitching the ball. You can see it's a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle. I think it's going to turn. I think it's going to be a track which is going to be pretty good for 2020 cricket, but it's not going to quite come on. That's the story of this pitch as I see it. So I think Guyana will be quite pleased with what they see. Jamaica will try and take the attack to them. We know Guyana like to bat second if they can. They're the guys who are going to be happy. Jamaica will be thinking, hey, this doesn't quite suit our game. So it's going to be quite interesting. The most important thing about this wicket, it's going to be a working track.
It seems like Mike Haseman thinks that Guyana certainly have an advantage. Well, let's keep Mike Haseman busy because he's out there for the toss as well.
Here we go with the toss. I've got Ramnaresh Sarwan, of course, Chris Gayle, and also the match referee, Austin Richards Sr. alongside me. Let's go, boys. Let's get it underway.
Heads.
Head it is. Ronnie, cheers to the crowd. You've won the toss. What are you going to do?
Yeah, we're going to have a ball. Although it looks like a pretty good batting pitch, it seems like it's going to last.
Okay, that's no surprise. You like chasing?
Yeah, we do like chasing. And like I've said before, our strength is based on our batting.
Okay, and the crowd support is going to be amazing tonight for both teams, but a lot of noise for you guys.
Yeah, I think they've been outstanding throughout the tournament, especially the Guyanese and the Jamaicans, and obviously when we played against Antigua, it came out as well, so we just want to thank them for the support and their continued support.
Preparations?
It's been a bit difficult. We left Antigua and went back home hoping that we could have probably get 2 days of practice, but it wasn't that way. It rained a bit in Guyana and kept us away from the surface, but nevertheless, we did a bit of short knock and we did some feeling, so I thought that kept us on top.
Okay, and what about changes to your team?
It's the same team from before.
Okay, you've been here before, you've won the big prize before. How hungry are you guys?
We're very confident. Obviously, we'll be playing against Jamaica, who's probably the best team in the competition. It's going to pose a very good challenge to us, and we're looking forward to it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Chris, had you won the toss, what were you going to do?
I'll definitely have a bat. I think it's a pretty good wicket to bat on. It's a bit drier than the first time around, no sheen, so we'd have batted anyway.
Okay, now what about any changes to your team?
Yeah, I have one change. Bernard in for Parchment, so bring an extra bowler and all around as well. So basically, no see it goes today.
And again, some great support from this crowd for you guys tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's tremendous to see the support, and hopefully they can continue in the same vein. I would say to play some good cricket and entertain the crowd.
And what about your preparation?
It's been good so far. The guys have been in terrific form. Hopefully they can continue in the same vein, and the outfield have been good, so hopefully they can continue as well. So in the as I always stress on, is the batting got to be key for us, so hopefully we can set a total on the board today.
I'll ask you the same question. How hungry are you guys? You haven't been in this position before.
Well, I haven't eaten since a couple of hours, but you definitely know, so.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, thanks.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Okay, so the news in the middle is Guyana have won the toss, and they're going to bowl first.
Very interesting from Chris Gayle. Well, that Jamaica lineup includes Gayle and Shawn Findlay, who has been playing well. Marlon Samuels has been playing beautifully, and Carlton Baugh. Dave Bernard Jr. in this team, as Chris Gayle said. No Brendan Parchment, who opened the batting for the West Indies in South Africa recently. The bowling has been strengthened, and I think Taylor and Powell need to bowl better tonight. Tony Cozier, this Guyana team, and no Deanna Ryan still.
Yeah, that's a surprise, really. The one who had that $1 million hit to win the tournament back in 2006. But they've got a strong batting team. They'll be chasing. And when you're chasing, Shivnarine Chanderpaul stands out predominantly. He's a batsman who can hit the ball well, but he also works the ball around. He will not face many dot balls, and we know the influence of dot balls in the 20 overs game. You've got Ramnaresh Sarwan, Chattergoon at the top of the order, Travis Dowlin, who was the player of the match in the final last time, who has got runs in the last innings he played, and then the spin bowlers. But looking at that team, you've got to say the experience of Nagamootoo and McGarrell, the batting of Chanderpaul and his experience as well, and Sarwan and Chattergoon. They're chasing, they like to chase.
Yes, confirmation that Ghana have won the toss and they'll be fielding first. Pat Simcox, one of the players to watch tonight. There are several players to watch. Is Travis Dowlin back to form after a lean first-class season with a half-century in the last match?
Yes, I thought he played quite magnificently. If you just have a look at the shots that he played, and the good thing about him is he plays all around the ground. He's difficult to change, front and backward, and one thing he did pretty well was I think he played well I think he played square of the wicket well. And I've been surprised that more people haven't been able to play as well as him square of the wicket.
And we've seen Tony Cozier a lot of spin bowling being utilized with the new ball. Lennox Cush, one of those players with at least 5 wickets in the tournament, who's been effective at that as well. Yeah, but he's got as Pat Simcox was saying, he's got the best 20 batsmen in the world at present to bowl to. It's all very well getting wickets against Bermuda and the likes of smaller teams, but now he's got someone who has the only century in 2020 internationals, who is an experienced player. He's got Chris Gayle at the top, and Chris Gayle can well take advantage of him early on. That's going to be crucial, how Chris Gayle goes against the spinners. We expect the spin to start at the beginning of the Guyana innings, and how Gayle goes if he goes hard at him, and I think he will. Yes, Cush nevertheless has gotten those wickets early, and he certainly can only play against what is put in front of you. There's a 19-year-old here as well. There's Esuan Crandon, but there's Royston Crandon, his brother, who also picked up a couple of wickets as well. Critical in the quarter-final matches. Pat Simcox, once again, you expect that spin to come into play.
From both sides. I think that both sides, this is going to be critical, and the nail was hit on the head by Mike Heisman when he broke down how many singles can we score off the spinners. And when you say the spinner's going to be critical, Crandon, as you see there, did exceptionally well, and he's going to play a big role. McGarrell will play a role, Nagamootoo will play a role, Chris Gayle will play a role. So then you would say, well, it depends how well you can start against the fast bowlers. Can you get off to a good start, a flyer, and cement something which gives you momentum going into the spinners? That's going to be the key. Yes, it will be interesting in truth and in fact. So a pretty strong, gentlemen, Guyana team, in spite of the fact that the odds of them repeating, we don't know yet. But Jamaica have some players of their own as well. Marlon Samuels in good form, Tony Cozier, and a good, strong hitter of the ball. Exactly, and one who won't be troubled by spin. He handles spin as well as anyone else in the West Indies at the moment. And you would think that he would be a key man, he and Gayle, the two of them together. I'm surprised that Narsingh, the owner, is not playing for Guyana. I don't know the circumstances, but he's not only a batsman who can hit the ball, but he works the ball around as well. He's got experience, and also he's an off-spinner. He can bowl useful off-spin. As I say, I don't know what the circumstances are, but it's surprising that he's not in the team. And when we see that catch taken, catches are going to be important, very important. We've seen a number of catches dropped in the tournament, high catches. Last night we saw some good ones taken by Barbados. Trinidad and Tobago dropped some. Jamaica were outstanding in the field in their last match. Yeah, I think it comes down to a lot of nerves as well. But Jamaica are not only depending on their star players. I think they've got a first-class player, just like Guyana do in Dowlin. Danza Hyatt has also been in very good form in the matches played in this tournament, Pat Simcox. And it's important for these players not to leave everything up to the test players, but to contribute themselves. Fish, you make such a good point, because it's very easy for you to do that. You're sitting with a star-studded side, both sides, and there's players in there that may not be world beaters, but they're good in their own right. And they can't afford to sit back and say, well, Chris Gayle will do it, or Chanderpaul will do it for me. Somebody's got to go and do it. And don't just leave it to the great players. The captains are going to be talking along those lines. The captains are going to be important. Who is the best captain on the night? That's what it's going to be about for me. Who is the best captain? Who is it?
Look, those are all very good points, they're very solid, but I want to focus on one more player here who a lot of it is expected of. He got 3 wickets in the first match, Jerome Taylor. I didn't think he was quite at his best in the quarterfinals, but can he turn it up tonight, Tony? He's highly rated.
Well, I think both himself and Chris Gayle looked rusty in the early matches. They'd come back from South Africa, completely different conditions. I think they'd relaxed once they came back from South Africa, and then coming into this tournament, they didn't seem quite ready. But if they're not ready tonight, they'll never be ready. I mean, they're playing for a place in the final. They're playing for $1 million, but also they're playing for Jamaican pride. They got knocked out last time in the competition, and they'll be coming in here. They're the best team in the West Indies at the moment in limited overs cricket and 50 overs cricket. They're leading the Caribbean series as well. They'll want to confirm their strength in this tournament.
Yes, and that strength is quite evident, not only in the players on the field, but in the support that is garnered here as well. Now, when these two teams met, it's certainly a spectacle, and they did meet once in this tournament. That was back in 2006.
Tony Cozier said on air he has never ever seen an atmosphere like it in all the years of been broadcast in the Caribbean, and he was spot on.
Out for a duck. Second duck in the tournament. Xavier Marshall. Typical Chris Gayle, over the top for 6.
And that's headed for the pool.
That's gone. That's a huge hit. An exclamation mark for the innings.
But Narsingh Deonarine spin kept the lid on the Jamaican attack.
Carlton Baugh.
Deonarine, remember that name. What came next was a blinder.
That's why he's in there. It's gone away for 6. He's gone for the slow ball.
Shot by Crandon again. Good shot. Has it gone for half a dozen? It is out of here.
Ramnaresh Sarwan. Oh, the tension. Guyana are all but home. They need 2 runs to win the match. 1 to draw the scores level. There it is. What an emphatic way to end things. With a huge 6 by Percival. And look at the invasion. Look at the Guyanese all over the field. You can't stop them.
Well, what sights and scenes from 2006. I want to pick up on a point that Tony Cozier made. Tony, you said in this piece that is probably one of the best atmospheres at that match that you've seen covering West Indies cricket in the time that you've done.
That's until this year, because the atmosphere this year is even bigger and better than it was then. You know, you go back, there have been certain matches in the West Indies, international matches, 50 overs, when there have been close finishes in Guyana itself. Remember the crowd running onto the field on several occasions. Up in Jamaica when you were the last man batting, and the West Indies beat England off the last ball, I think it was, crowd invading the ground. You get individual matches where you get that kind of atmosphere because of the finish you're getting. But an overall tournament such as this one in 2006, and more especially this year, I can't remember the intensity, the fervor being kept up for as long as this one has. No matter who is playing, every night the ground is full, every night we get the crowd involved. It's been tremendous.
Thank you very much for your thoughts, gentlemen. We want to get some more thoughts. Why not the thoughts of a neutral? Mike Hazeman's downstairs. He's talking to Darren Ganga.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I've got Daren alongside me. Of course, they're through to the final tomorrow night. Daren, before we go any further, what about the atmosphere at the start of this game?
Well, I think it's absolutely amazing. I think it's probably a little bit better than the game that we played yesterday. I think, you know, Guyana is big favourites. I think there's a lot of Guyanese here in Antigua, so you're going to find a lot of Guyanese support, and I'm sure a lot of Jamaicans flew in for this game as well. So I think it's pretty much balanced. Both crowds there supporting their teams, and I think it's a wonderful atmosphere here to play cricket.
What sort of a difference does it make to the players on the park?
Well, I think it can be twofold. First and foremost, I think if you can take it in the right sort of manner and you take it positively, it can definitely propel you to doing well and pushing your team and giving it that added momentum. But I think, again, you know, if you let the expectations of the crowd and all these things weigh on your mind as players, it can be added pressure that you might not be able to handle with.
Now, you're here tonight, your whole team's here tonight, and what, just chilling out, not sort of taking much notice of the game, or studying intently?
Well, it's a bit of both. I think we're relaxing a little bit. We had an intense game yesterday, and tonight is a night to relax, you know, but probably more so look at the opposition that we're going to play. I think both teams are good teams, and there's a possibility of us playing either one of these teams. So it's going to be very important that we take good notice as to what happens, you know, look at the tracks, you know, what the oppositions are capable of, and hopefully we can plan tomorrow and come to execute and win this final.
Righto. Who do you think is going to win tonight?
I think I'll probably put my money on Guyana. I think the tracks are very conducive for spinners. I think Jamaica is a little bit susceptible to spin bowling. I think Guyana has got a balanced team in terms of batters who can handle both pace and spin. And I think their bowlers are more experienced than the Jamaican bowlers. So based on experience, I think Guyana has got the advantage, but I still think Jamaica is a top team, and it's going to be a big ask for them to win.
What about the extra day's rest for you guys? Whoever wins tonight fronts up again tomorrow. You've got a nice little break in the meantime. What difference does that make?
I think we're fortunate in that we played the first semi-final. I think if we were playing tonight and had a final tomorrow night, it would be tough on the guys. But this is how the tournament is structured, so all teams knew this before the start. So we're quite happy to have a night off just to relax, reflect on who we're going to play, look at the opposition again and try and plan and come tomorrow and play a good game of cricket.
How much do you love this format?
I absolutely love it, especially Stanford 2020. I think the ambience, the Caribbean flavor, the guys who we play against, everything that is around this tournament is really exciting. Most of the guys have been talking, and guys who have played at the international level said that the hype and the enthusiasm of the crowd and the following actually in the Caribbean, it's a lot. And I think, that is something that is motivating to all of us as cricketers.
Okay, Daren, I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, there you go. There's the thoughts of Daren Ganger. So going back upstairs.
Thanks, Mike Pearson, and well, thank you to Daren Gayle. Thank you to my two guests here as well, Tony Koza and Patston Cox, who are bubbling with fervour for the semi-final tonight, just as much as this crowd is as they pile in here at the Stanford Cricket Ground. They're waiting for the action to get going. It will start in about 15 minutes or so, but we'll take a short break and come back to you with some more excitement and build-up.
To make sound investment decisions, you have to keep your finger on the political pulse. Institutional Investor magazine recently rated Stanford Policy Research as one of the nation's best. Our analysts give Stanford clients insight and clarity on just how decisions in Washington may impact their investments. That's why the experts call our analysts experts. Hard work, clear vision, value for the client. Stanford.
Welcome on board and take a tour through the year 2008 with Z Sports. March and April. May and June. July and August. September and October. November and December. So, when are you collecting your boarding pass?
Watch My Planet Tuesday and Friday, 8 p.m. ET and PT, only on Z Sports.
This February on Z Sports. The month starts with the final encounter between ongoing Pakistan-Zimbabwe ODI series.
This is 10 Sports Live.
It's 2020. All on the ready. Come on. Are you ready? I'm in the cricket one time. 2020.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Stanford Cricket Ground. The noise and the buzz, the atmosphere has begun. Jamaica taking on Guyana in semi-final number 2. Who will play Trinidad and Tobago in the final? As we said before, we will find out over the course of the next 3 hours. Well, the toss has already taken place. Guyana has won it. They will be fielding first. Jamaica with Chris Gayle. The only change in the Jamaican team tonight, Dave Bernard Jr. comes in to replace Brendan Parchment. Parchment is out, and Guyana without Narsingh Deonarine once again. Other than that, there is a lot of familiar faces, a lot of familiar talent, familiar faces next to me as well, because as I said before, Sincox and Cozier are gone. The Jamaicanization of the Envision has begun. Jeffrey Duzon and Courtney Walls here with me. Jeffrey, let me just start with you. And come on, just try to be a little analytical here and not be biased. 131 is the highest successful run chase so far in the tournament. We saw a game last night where 120 played 110 or 115. Why is the batting so difficult? Why is chasing so difficult? Guyana, though, have chosen to chase tonight again.
Well, I think one of the reasons why it seems that teams are just not getting good totals is they don't pace themselves properly. I think there tends to be a little bit too much desperation too early. They lose wickets too early, and then it's catch-up ball after that. And it gives the opposition, the fielding team, a better idea of how to bowl to them, and scoring becomes very difficult.
Courtney, on that point, again referring to some of the games we've seen, there have been a lot of nervousness and tension, and who could blame the players? We've been there as well. Jerome Taylor and Daren Powell maybe weren't on top of their game in the quarterfinal match. Do you expect them to play a bigger role tonight?
Yes, I do expect them to be more in charge, more in control of what's going on. I just say the nerve is around, it's going to be around, but I'm sure that the magnitude of this game, they lost again last year, that will be in the back of their mind. And I think both Daren and Jerome knows that if they lead from the front with the bowling, they'll give Jamaica a very good chance. So I expect them to be more on top of the game.
And let's go even further, because the first class competition this year, Jamaica are on top at the stage when the break came along to facilitate this tournament. Guyana not doing so well. They don't have a point. Can we read anything into that sort of recent form in a different version into any edge tonight?
You can, but at the same time, it's going to be difficult if Jamaica goes into this game complacent. Then Guyana work very hungry, very determined to surprise them. I think on paper, Jamaica is one of the better teams. They have been dominating the regionals in all competition this year. Played extremely well in the one-day competition last year, so their confidence is very high. They've got enough players in their department sort of to help out of any situation, as long as they don't get complacent. I think that is their biggest danger for this game.
Jeffrey, the point has been made by Ganga, it's been made by Mike Haseman and several others that the spin made trouble with Jamaicans. As a former assistant coach of the West Indies team, would Jamaica have gone away knowing they were playing Guyana and prepared footwork-wise or technique-wise in approaching this Guyana spin-based attack?
Well, I think that they will have obviously taken that into consideration. And looking at the pitch today, it didn't have that sheen on it, which suggests to me that it will not necessarily just be slow, but it will turn at some point. That puts the ball in Guyana's court. They have more bowlers that can spin the ball. The Jamaicans don't, with the exception of Nikita Miller. So the Jamaicans will have considered the fact that Guyana are going to come at them with a fair amount of spin. They don't play spin badly, but again, it's how they pace themselves against the spin, because with spin you have to put pace on the ball. It's not coming onto you, so you have to be very selective about what you're doing. Singles are going to be extremely important, I think, when both teams bat. So we'll have to see how Jamaica copes. They'll have to keep it ticking over, not just look for boundaries, and obviously Guyana will feel that they have an advantage with their spinners.
Those are interesting thoughts, gentlemen. Very, very interesting indeed. We'll just pause it there for the moment. Mike Haseman, he's been running left, right and centre, up and down. He has some more information for us.
Yeah, thanks, Bish. Look, I'm quite interested in this chat about the spin bowling, because we know that's going to be a big feature in this match, and also, I'm sure, the big final tomorrow. One thing I want to point out here, this is the track that was actually, I'm standing on it now, the track that was actually used yesterday for the first semi-final. We're going that way for the second semi-final, but first of all, I want to point out the boundary. I know some of the batsmen are actually sizing up this boundary last night, and also some of the games have been played here. It's a fairly short boundary when you're thinking about batting against spin bowling. Now, we've got to go about 10 yards this side to see where the pitch is now. This, by the way, is the track, the middle track, which is going to be used for the final tomorrow. But we're on the east track tonight, so this is the track. And if we have just a bit of a look, Bruce, if we can have another look, it is only 10 yards, but just think of how many balls have been caught on the rope or just going over the rope. That could well make a big difference when people are trying to score some big runs in this game tonight. We know Jamaica are going to look to tee off. We know Guyana got a lot of spinners and they bank on their spinners. So I think that's something worth watching. Back upstairs.
Yeah, thank you very much for your thoughts, Mike Heisman. Exciting times here at the Stanford Cricket Ground. And Courtney, let's just talk a little bit more about what we can expect here. The hunger, the passion in Jamaica. You've been pretty close to these guys. How much does it mean to try to get a hold of the pot of gold, but also the acclaim of being the 2020 champs of the region?
Well, I think Jamaica was very, very disappointed in their exit last year. They didn't play as well as they could have or should have. Guyana outsmarted and played some good cricket. So I think Jamaica is very conscious of that. But I think they're all pumped up for it. And they've been playing very good cricket. I think the pot of gold is in the back of their mind. My concern is that I hope they don't focus too much on that. Just play good, smart cricket, and then the pot of gold will come. I think they're hungry enough for it. They've been working pretty hard for it, and I'd be very surprised if Jamaica didn't do well tonight. On the other hand, I know Guyana is also pumped up. They want to remain champions. They are world champions from the last competition, so they'll be giving it their all. So I think we're in for a very keen battle tonight.
Jeffrey, Darren Ganga touched on a point with Mike Heisman. These two teams will be battling it out. Whoever goes through, look, it could be Guyana, it could be Jamaica. They'll have to play that final tomorrow. It's 20 overs. Is that going to have an impact on fatigue going into the final tomorrow night?
I don't think so, not physically at any rate. It depends on how stressful tonight is. There could be some mental effects. But the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I think, should be enough encouragement for whoever goes through to turn up fresh tomorrow to tackle Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, Mahendra Nagamootoo, one of the experienced campaigners there for Guyana. He's got the business to do as well here. And Guyana ready and raring to go. Courtney, let's talk totals. Guyana, very good chasing team. They chased in 2006 against the Jamaicans. They got there. Now, how significant is the impact on Chris Gayle at the top of the order on what Jamaica are looking to set here as a total with history in the back of their mind?
I think they have started to show you their cards pretty early. They have left out Brendan Parchment. They have gone in with Shawn Findlay. Findlay and Chris Gayle, two aggressive players. Chris Gayle was a little bit short of match practice, I think. Would be pumped up for us, but I think Shawn Findlay, we know that he's going to be explosive from the start. If both of them get going, Jamaica will be looking to get close to 200, if not above that.
Well, hasn't seen that sort of significant scores being made in the tournament. This time around, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, what will be asked of him? Gentlemen, thank you very much, Jeffrey Dujon, Courtney Walls, for your thoughts. Folks, we are ready. We are ready to go. It's a second semi-final here at the Stanford Cricket Ground. How much of a part will Shivnarine Chanderpaul play tonight? How much of a part will the support for Guyana or Jamaica play? That is a huge in terms of momentum going forward. Who can get that momentum on their side straight away? And first of all, let's go straight down to the commentary box now, where Pat Simcox is alongside Tony Cozier.
Thank you, Ian Bishop. Well, they're packed in as we expected they would be around the ground here. It's been packed every match so far. Quite remarkable all the way through the tournament. Doesn't matter who has been playing. There's the traditional huddle. All the teams now seem to have brought that in, all the international teams. Guyanese just coming onto the field with Ramnaresh Sarwan winning the toss and predictably choosing to bowl. They prefer to chase. There's Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Key figure did not play in the tournament in 2006. And the umpires on the way are Billy Doctrove on the right of your picture and Clancy Mack. Billy Doctrove, a member of the International Cricket Council Elite Panel. Clancy Mack from Antigua. Guyana flags waving, and with the umpires on the way, we'll soon get the go-ahead, as usual, from Lance Gibbs. A lot of support here for Guyana. Thousands of expatriate Guyanese resident here in Antigua. Their flags are flying, and the Jamaican opening batsman on the way, the familiar figure of the left-handed Chris Gayle, the captain. And he's brought with him Shawn Findlay, the 23-year-old. Jamaica bring really good credentials into this match. They've been on a roll in West Indies cricket over the last year. Won the Kentucky Fried Chicken, the KFC Cup, 50 overs regional competition back in October. They're also unbeaten, in fact, a 100% record. They've won all their matches in the first-class Caribbean series so far. That resumes next weekend with a big match between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago at the Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad. And now a test of them in the shortest form of the game. So we're just about ready. With Findlay and Gayle to open the batting. Both left-handers. Shawn Findlay will take the strike. And it will be Esuan Crandon to open the bowling. But he won't be able to do that until Lance Gibbs gives us the go-ahead.
Let the battle begin! The second semi-final, Jamaica versus Guyana. Let's get it on!
Yep, let's get it on, Pat Simcox.
Good evening, one and all. From Kingston to all around the world to my little hometown, Kimberley, around in South Africa. Enjoy the game. Here we are. Now we start off with a wide. And Tony Cozier, it's going to be an issue. Extras could play a part. We've seen percentages of the total scores being a little bit on the high side in the earlier matches. They've cut it down a lot. But 10 extras, 9 extras, 11 extras out of 120, 130, that's a big percentage. You've got to cut that down. It can be the difference in the match.
He's gone down towards third man. He's out caught with the first legal delivery of the innings. Cush, the fielder, at third man, takes a low catch, takes it confidently, and an immediate boost for Guyana as Findlay goes after that one.
He went after it for sure, and underneath it, you've just come on the field, you've got to take an important catch, and he does. Now that puts pressure on you immediately. Shawn Findlay leaves the scene, gone for naught, and Jamaica immediately they start on the back foot at 1 for 1.
जी हाँ, खबरें वही हैं खेल की दुनिया से।
नमस्कार, स्पोर्ट्स प्लैनेट के एक और एक्शन पैक्ड एडिशन में आपका स्वागत है।
आइए मिलकर जिएं कुछ ब्रिलियंट मोमेंट्स फुटबॉल में।
जमाना है फटाफट क्रिकेट का।
Watch Sports Planet Monday to Friday, 8:30 p.m. ET and PT, only on Z Sports.
A sensational start to the second semi-final of the Stanford 2020-2008. A wide first ball from Esuan Crandon. First legal delivery, slice to third man. Good low catch by Lennox Cush. Dismisses Shawn Findlay and brings Marlon Samuels into the strike. He won't face. Ball was in the air long enough for the batsman to cross, and here's Chris Gayle.
This is a dream start. If you were Crandon and you woke up in the middle of the night and you were dreaming about how you want to start, this would be it. A wicket on your second ball. Good catch from Cush. Now, immediately he's got probably one of the premier 2020 batters in the world on strike against the new ball. And just remember, he hasn't had a lot of battle lately. He's not on the edge. He's had one game in a little while. So you'll want to have a look around. You'll need to draw on all the experience he's got, all the skill, survival instincts that Chris Gayle can conjure up.
Played one of the outstanding innings, significant innings too, in the first match of the first ever 2020 World Tournament in South Africa. Back in September, he scored 117. What a way to start the tournament. Seven fours, 10 sixes, 57 balls. That alone just emphasizes the point that Pat Simcox is making, that he is, if not the premier batsman at the shortest form of the game, certainly one of.
Yes, and his all-round ability puts him in the bracket of a Jay Surya for me. If you're talking spin, obviously, an opening batter who can get you off to a flyer, you want to pick him right in the top three. And he's right on show for us. Look at his international career. 5 matches in there, 100, 150, best of 117. The right-hand column tells you a story. That's what makes him makes opening bowlers sleep badly at night.
Fine shot by Samuels. Cush comes around, makes a good save. He'll come for a second. That's a very impressive opening statement from Samuels. 4 for 1 after the first over.
There's a powerful global network that sets Stanford Wealth Management apart. It's our people and their uncompromising commitment to serve our clients. A unique work ethic, an uncommon vision, and a promise that goes back 75 years. Hard work, clear vision, value for the client. Stanford.
That's the batting card. Findlay gone for naught. Gayle, Samuels, 4 for 1, 1 extra in there. Hyatt, Marshall, Hinds is in there. Baugh is in there. And you fall away to the back end, and they'll be thinking, let's hope we don't have to make a contribution. Lennox Cush, right arm off spinner. He's going to have a role to play for sure. Best of 3 for 9. Look at the economy rate, very good, 5 wickets. Yeah, he's got some work to do. And this is what he's done so far in the series. Now you can bowl as well as you like against Bermuda and Antigua. It all counts for naught. This is where it counts. Nice packed offside field. And when you're bowling spin to someone like Chris Gayle, you'll be asking your fielders to just stay on the edge of the circle. You know that he's very powerful. Don't get it in the wrong area.
He had the width on that one there. He just missed it.
There was width. I think he tried to hit it over mid-on because the mid-on's up in the circle.
Well set field. Only 2 fielders can be outside the field restricting area in the first 6 overs. 30 yards semicircle drawn from each middle stump and then joined by a straight line on either side of the wicket. Only 2 fielders can be outside that in the first 6 overs.
Chris Gayle's the kind of batsman that's imposing. And a few of them have been around the world for a while. That they come hard early, really make you feel intimidated. Some will just paddle it around. Samuels fits into that category. I recall bowling to Inzamam al Haq, who does the same to you as a spinner. He likes to dominate and play a dominating type of shot early on, makes a statement.
Gee, Pat Simcox with Insamam hook at one end and you bowling at the other. It must have been an earthquake.
Now, slowly.
A lot of weight at both ends. Very close to that off stump. Very, very close. End of the over, just 2 runs off at 6 for 1.
Watch Test at its best Tuesday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. ET and PT, only on Z Sports.
Tell you what, whoever makes the flags here in Antigua, wherever they do, probably China, they've done a rip-roaring trade in this tournament. Didn't know where that one got to. They'll think of a second, they'll come for it. Good running. It's very well run by Samuels. He's pushed Gayle. Get a couple. Good delivery from Crandon.
Have you seen these two run between the wickets before, Tony?
Several times. Not the best. Chris Gayle tends to be a little bit lethargic, but this is the shorter form of the game, the shortest. No time to hang around. This is good running by Samuels. He looks alive tonight.
Talking about alive, Mike Hazeman's very alive down the bottom. Let's see what he has to say.
Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask you guys, I think the big difference between 2020 cricket and obviously the longer version of the one-day game is the fact the first 6 overs. You've got to capitalise in the first 6 overs. How do you guys feel about the fact that obviously a wicket's gone early in this proceedings and Jamaica 1 down early? Chris Gayle, that one's on the leg side, by the way, and no extra. Chris Gayle also, we know he's not in great nick right now, hasn't had too much time in the middle, and it showed in the last game he played, but he just tried to get himself in. How do you think that's going to affect the freedom now for Jamaica in the first 6 overs here, and maybe even the first 10 overs?
Well, I think we've seen already that Marlon Samuels has appreciated the value of quick singles, not allowing dot balls. That should be a wide this time. The one before clipped the pad on the way through to the keeper. This time it clipped nothing, and that's a wide outside the leg stump. Now, whether Chris Gayle can do the same thing, whether he can work the ball as Marlon Samuels does, is open to question. Gayle is a big hitter. That's the way he bats. He hits the ball hard. He plays with hard hands. He doesn't work the ball around.
Should just be a single. Just pick up on that, Hazy. I think Chris Gale's always going to play as he does, as the point Tony Kozier's making. The real question is, how does his partner Samuels play? He's got to work the ball around. He cannot afford to get out. That would dramatically change the way Chris Gayle would think. But 1 is not as bad as 2, so things going along okay for now.
I think the point that Mike was making was, if they'd got, let's say, 20 in the first 2 overs, it would have been a completely different approach.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to speak to the coaching staff in a sec to find out what Jamaica's targets are. But what do you guys think it should be after 6 and maybe again after 10?
I don't know what they would have said with Gayle in the middle and Samuels up at the top. Certainly you're looking for more in the first 10 than you're looking for the last 10. So I'd be looking at it. Powered back past the bowler, absolutely powered by Marlon Samuels. He looks dangerous tonight. It's 15 for 1 after 3.
Powerful drive down the ground. I'm sure they'll be looking for around about 35, 36, 6 and over for the first 6. And then building that up to at least 8, 9 and over for the first 10. That'll give you 90. And you double that, that's what they'll be looking at, whether they can get it if it's a good enough track. Certainly these 2 men in, the way they're playing.
Where is the Sewnarine flag in among the Jamaican and Guyana flags, and a small one for Antigua and Barbuda as well? Well, an opportunity perhaps. Neil McGarrell fumbling in the covers. A little bit of hesitation as to whether to go for the run. Samuels is always keen.
There was a chance. This is the kind of opportunity you get that can change a match. And they fumbled it. Mark it down. Mark it down.
Going to be interesting to see how things go in the Indian Premier League in India as far as bowling is concerned at the start. Whether, as we've seen in this competition, spinners are used at least from one end. I know you were involved in the other league in India. What was the position there? Did you see spinners at the beginning?
Yep. All over the world in 2020 we've seen very good use of spin. It's been a real factor, certainly in South Africa in 2020. You saw it in the World Cup as well. The side that you would say played as well as anybody against spin and had good spinners in it was India. The proof of the pudding was they ended up winning it.
One run off the over. 16 for 1 after 4.
The flags fly high. Ghana have got one already. And the spinners just bowled a magnificent over for 1. Chris Gayle will feel more pressure now.
He was here last night supporting Barbados. Now, whose flag has he got up this evening? It's for Guyana. He does come from Guyana. There's Crandon. And wide again down the leg side. He's now had 3 wides.
Yes, it's the extra ball that really is totally unnecessary. Speaking of supporters of Barbados, the change in one night, I'd put you in that category too.
Elucidate. Well, let's put it in language you would understand. Explain.
Well, it'd be tough for you not to be supporting Barbados last night.
Got nobody to support now.
Well, I've just got the sneaky feeling that you have chosen a side here.
Yeah, just based on form coming into this match. Jamaica, of course. You're not looking at now. Giving out leg before. Gayle goes. Wow. What a wicket for Guyana. Up goes the finger. Gayle hitting across the line. 17 for 2 in the 5th over. Lancey Mack raises a finger.
Well, I think he's got it wrong in 2 places. 1, it's pitched outside leg, you can't be out. 2, it's really going over. Of that, I had no doubt. The big gunner's gone for 4. He faced 14 balls, 17 for 2, and they're in trouble.
Denzil Hyatt comes in now with the captain Chris Gayle just gone. A significant dismissal, and one which seemed very unfortunate indeed. Umpire can't see Mack. Very experienced umpire. upheld the decision. Been around for a long time. Clancy Mack carried a number of regional matches.
Well, the first question he'd be asking is if it's back of a length from over the wicket, it's got to be pitching close to leg stump or just outside. Now, you've got to make that call. Did it pitch outside line? He called it as it pitched on line. And then you've got to ask the question, well, what was the height on it? He's a tall man, it's hit him in the top of the pad. So if there's doubt there, well, you've got to ask yourself, should I give him the benefit?
Fumbled, lets them get a single, Cush the fielder, or the non-fielder as the case may be. Yeah, that's a bad decision. And against someone like Gayle, really can affect the outcome of the match. Double error by the umpire.
It's such a big decision that you've got to take your time and just make 100% sure in your mind, I believe. Flicked away down a third man, well fielded, very well fielded to his left.
Barnwell, the fielder, youngster, and did really well to gather it in.
It skidded on. The talents of youth. Barnwell sliding, quick pick up and in.
End of the over. Wicket of Gayle in it. 20 for 2 after 5 overs. Jamaica are stuttering.
Five overs gone, 20 for 2 at the moment. Run rate bang on 4. I've got Junior Ben alongside me, the coach for Jamaica. Junior, obviously not a good start for you guys. What sort of targets had you set before proceedings got underway?
Yeah, the first 6 over looking for get up to 50 runs. Then 8 over, the next 6 over. Okay. That will get just about 100 runs. Then 10 in the last 8. I get the 180 yard.
Okay, so you wanted to be, what did you say, 50 after 6?
Yeah, so we're behind now, but we have some wicket in hand and now batting of depth.
Okay, so you're quite relaxed. I mean, 2 big guns are gone, but you're quite relaxed?
Yeah, we're relaxed. I think we'll get up there sideway.
How does that, those 2 quick wickets, how does that affect your batting lineup strategy?
Well, it puts you up a bit because you have to rebuild, but as I said before, we have depth in our batting, so we'll get up to the 180.
Okay, right, sounds confident. Back upstairs.
Thank you very much, Mike Eastman. Thoughts of the Jamaican coach. Interesting thoughts as well. Certainly, Guyana have done exceptionally well with this new ball pair of Cush and Crandon. This young man, well, he's not young, he's a veteran now, Lennox Cush, but he does this job time and again, like 1 or 2 other slow bowlers in the tournament. I always say, you have got to build on these things as a team. Guyana under Ramnaresh Sarwan with Lennox Cush and Crandon. You've got to continue the intensity. Someone like Marlon Samuels, if he gets to bat a number of overs, he shows that he can destroy a bowling attack if he spends time at the crease. Crandon has also picked up those 2 wickets. Cush hasn't picked up any, but Cush has been economical. 5 runs off his 2.4 overs. Crandon 2 for 17.
Fabulous start for Guyana. Very disappointed in Chris Gayle, even though he got a bad decision. He got 4 from 14, Bish. It's hard to believe in this standard of cricket that he couldn't hit the ball tonight, and he couldn't hit it the other night either. It should be just the 1 off the last ball of the over. It's 23 for 2.
At Stanford,
Jamaica's struggling at the moment. 6 overs gone. The restrictions are finished. The restrictive overs where only 2 fielders are allowed outside that 30-yard circle. 23 for 2. Cush exceptional. 6 runs off his 3 overs. Esuan Crandon 2 for 17. No wonder Guyana's flags are flying and their fans are very excited. Now this guy was man of the match, Esuan Crandon, when these two teams met in the quarterfinal in 2006. He got a half century. He's doing damage with the ball tonight.
Well, he's pushed the ball away from the left-handers and into the right-handers all night. That's what he does. That's the wrist position. And that's what made that LBW decision, Chris Gayle's, just even worse, because the umpire knows that the ball has to straighten back the other way for it to be LBW. If it's going that way all the time, it's going to pitch outside leg from over the wicket to a left-hander. Goodness gracious.
He's given leg by, so he would have been struck outside the line of off stump, I assume. And if he's playing a shot and struck outside the line of off stump, he should not be given out.
Pitched outside, hit him outside, and he was playing a shot. So it can't be out LBW. If he's not playing a shot and it comes back and it looks like it's going to hit the stumps, he can be given out. As long as he plays a stroke out there, he's going to be okay if he gets the bat and the pad outside the line. But all due credit to the bowlers, Crandon and Cush. You know, this powerhouse, Findlay's a good player. Chris Gayle, one of the best in the world, one of the most powerful hitters in the world in world cricket. And these guys restricted them to such a stage now where they're into the 7th over. And they're only batting at 3.69. And it looks like they're struggling to hit through the line of the ball, the batsmen, as well, because I had a look at the pitch before the start of play, Bish, and it just looked a little uneven to me. It didn't seem to be polished like the one we played on last night, and just some different colours in it. So maybe it's too paced, and the batsmen are having trouble, struggling with their timing.
Well, the thing that I think is giving Crandon such good effect is the length that he's bowling on this surface. Marlon Samuels hit a boundary off him straight back past him, but it was struck on the up on a pitch where the ball, I think still it's a decent pitch, if a little bit slow. His length has been critical, Crandon. So too Lennox Cush. And a nice change of pace. And a wonderful spell from Esuan Crandon. He should be proud of this, and so too should Sarwan. 20 runs, 2 wickets from his 4, 27 for 2.
Applause all around for that bowling spell. 4 overs, 2 for 20. It's outstanding. Outstanding stuff. And that's the first man to go. That's Findlay. Had a wild slash outside off stump. Skewed down to third man. Wasn't a great shot, but a very poor decision. Shocker that could cost the match.
Guyana won the toss and elected to chase with the bat tonight. They're fielding first. They're doing what they like to do best, which is to chase. They chased successfully against Jamaica in the quarterfinals in 2006. They got 168, which is what was required. 7 wickets down. Esuan Crandon 71, 1 over remaining in that match. Neil McGarrell into the attack, and he'll remember that the intensity needs to be kept because Sylvester Joseph almost stole it from them in the last quarterfinal a few days ago. We saw last night that Barbados bowled well, didn't keep the intensity up with the bat and faltered. So I think all of those lessons are learnt by Samuels, by Sarwan, by Chanderpaul, by Gayle, and we should see intensity all the way through.
Well, Neil McGarrell is taking his time getting his field right. chat to Chanderpaul's at mid-on, a wideish mid-on position. Just a bit of advice maybe. Round the wicket he comes. And beautifully bowled first up, right up in the block hole. Samuels will try and target him, I think. He knows he's hittable. Sometimes his length is not quite right, but there it is. Lands on the crease. And he's got an inside edge on that one, backward of square, just a single. So a good start from Crandon. The field positions are very, very important. They make sure they target the batsman and they try and block his strength. They know where these guys like to hit and they make sure they've got men there.
No, you won't get that. It's angled down the leg side. Oh, Danza Hyatt wants to. He would have gotten the half a run. He sent back quite wisely.
Well, you bat in partnerships, and running between the wickets is a partnership too. You've got to know your partner. That was going down leg side. He wants to come back, but his partner, Samuels, has saved the wicket for the team by saying no. Gee, this is good bowling, you know, giving him no room to free his arms around the wicket, firing into about leg stump. If he wants to hit him, he's going to have to try and hit him over the leg side. Gave himself room. And this is part of the ploy, this is part of the planning, where they know that he likes to hit through the offside, he likes to hit straight down the ground. Doesn't hoik too many over the onside, so they target that leg stump. The bowler's got to be good enough to carry out the plan, and it's happening. One ball remaining, he's only gone for 3. And Hyatt's tried to sweep one from outside off stump. Great over, just 4 from it. 31 for 2.
31 for 2, 8 overs.
Got to try not to panic too early in the piece. Marlon Samuels, from Jamaica's point of view, they know that they've got some firepower to come in the batting. It's about consolidating the innings. How much do they need to set Guyana, though? That's the problem. Only 1 boundary hit so far.
.31 for 2 at the moment, so they're struggling a bit in the middle of Jamaica at this stage. And I thought I'd just zip into the Caribbean. What have we got here? Body Art Caribbean tent where the tattoos are all happening. I've got Robert and Devon alongside me. Come on, guys, fire me up here. I want to get a nice, nice black tattoo. I'm going to get the logo here as well, the Stanford 2020 logo. Now this is available just near the merchandise tent, by the way, so you can all come here and get some tattoos for those of you who want to. Lots of kids here, which is nice to see.
Flags and face painting too.
Oh, sorry, flags and face painting?
Yeah, flags and face painting.
So what's he doing here now?
Well, the temporary tattoos were sponsored by Stanford.
Right.
Right, but the face painting and the flags you'll have to pay for.
Okay.
Yeah,
right, so I'm not getting into face painting. I'm just going to go for this temporary tattoo, which would be nice, right?
The kind of tattoo we're giving you is a special one.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah, it's very special. Using a different kind of paint.
Okay, so this is, you've got like a stencil thing and then you spray over the top of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way they're designed, they're easy to do. Okay. They're designed for volume.
How many have you done so far? You've been here for a couple of days?
Wow. I think we did over 300 so far.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's busy. I think Tony Cozy is going to come down later and get one, apparently.
Yeah, I have a...
Let's have a look and... Royston Crandon, by the way, is the new bowler. In action now. Gee, Jamaica seem to... they need to get a bit of a hurry on here. That one just under 100 kilometres per hour. Right, we're almost finished. Let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty good. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, that's great. So, what, temporary stuff, how long is that going to...
No, not that. That's not
temporary. What do you mean?
It's not temporary. We use a different paint.
This one's not temporary?
No.
Goodness me, that's gone for 6. That is a very, very good shot. That's what they need, of course. 38 for 2 it is now. That's brought the crowd alive in the packed area where the flags have been dying to wave. There's the shot. Look at that go. Very good shot. And maybe that'll just kickstart things a little bit. They certainly need a few more boundaries, that's for sure. Very fine player, of course, is Marlon Samuels. He now has 22 off 22 balls, so his strike rate is exactly 100%. Even my maths can work that out. And we've got 3 balls left in this over. Right, Robert, so you were saying, mate, so that's, how long is it going to take to wash off?
It's not going to wash off, my friend.
What do you mean? It's not going to...
We gave you something special.
You've got... That's a permanent one?
Yeah, you're never going to leave 2020 now, man.
2020 for life?
For life.
Goodness me. Oh, well. There's drama here in the crowd, and there's a bit of drama in the middle as well. So 4 more runs are coming, which is great to see. I would like to say thanks, Robert and Devon, but I won't now, seeing I've got this for life. But anyway, let's go back upstairs, the commentators.
6 and a 4 in the over so far to Marlon Samuels. Still 1 delivery to go. That's the type of danger he presents. He can hit the ball straight down the ground when he's at his best, but he can also go inside out over extra cover. So one thing I'd like to see, the permanent face paint, and go on to Mike Haseman. I'd pay to see that. Hey! 42 for 2. Danza Hyatt on strike. He got a half century in the competition earlier, so his form's been reasonable. McGarrell is giving them little room, very little room to swing, very little room outside the off stump so far anyway.
Well, Samuels, I think, will keep going here. He's got to show faith in the players to come, the batters to come, and it's up to him now to keep going. They haven't got enough yet. Oh, yeah! He's bowled it! He's got an inside edge! McGarrell's done the business!
Well, he got a touch of room, a touch. It's only a smidgen of room, but it just seemed as though it didn't come on and it was angled back, wasn't spinning away. Yeah, it's only a touch of room. It's good bowling. He's been straight mostly tonight. McGarrell, experience telling Samuels disgusted. He knows how important this wicket was. Gayle's gone, Samuels is gone, Findlay's gone. 43 for 3.
Xavier Marshall comes from the crease.
This could be an interesting battle. Xavier Marshall, a 21-year-old who's represented the West Indies in a couple of test matches, loves the ball coming on to the bat. But in this situation, Neil McGarrell certainly fancy his chances here. Years of experience embodied in the left-arm spinner.
It was interesting. He gave the other batsman no width whatsoever, and the first ball to Xavier Marshall is outside off stump. Change in line. We'll see what happens with this one. And again. So he obviously feels that with the change of batsman, it's a change of line. Maybe he's seen Marshall playing the lap sweep, the sweep maybe from the leg stump, and changed his line. Now he's got Hyatt, Danza Hyatt back on strike. We'll see whether he adjusts here and restricts him into leg stump. It's been terrific over from McGarrell. Just 2 from it with the wicket. There it is. See the difference in line? And it's bounced up, hit the keeper. It's a wide ball call. Got nothing on it. No pad. So immediately attacking the leg stump with Danza Hyatt. There it is. Very, very clever bowling. The captaincy has been terrific as well. He's obviously primed his players pretty well. That's Ramnaresh Sarwan, experienced international player, captain of Guyana. They're well drilled, well oiled, this unit. Into the legs again, beautifully bowled. A wicket, 3 from it. 10 overs gone, 45 for 3. Wow, Jamaica struggling, 45 for 3, 10 overs gone. It's all happening out in the middle for Guyana, and it's about to happen here in the commentary box in a minute. Tony Cozier and Jeffrey Dujon.
Thank you, Bruce Yardley. Well, Gayle and Samuels, the big fish, have been already snared in the net. There are still others to come. They're going to think of a second. Guyana are very keen now. Marshall and Hyatt. Marshall at the age of 21 came into the West Indies team as a teenager. They've shouted for one. They should come for the second, however, and they will. Hyatt at the age of 24. So they're depending on these two now to rebuild the innings. Wavell Hinds, the experienced left-hander, is in next. Good hitter as well. Jeffrey Dujon has joined us, former Jamaica and West Indies wicketkeeper. Not going too well for Jamaica, Jeff.
That's a bit of an understatement, Tony. They've made a right hash of the first 6 overs.
Okay, I'll restate it then. It's going pretty badly for Jamaica.
Despite the wrongful conviction of Chris Gayle. Just haven't seemed to get it going, Jamaica, and hats off to Guyana for some very smart bowling. The length, more than anything else that they've bowled, has been very restrictive.
On the first bounce, just a single out to long off. 11 overs gone, 50 is on the board, 50 for 3, inadequate.
9 overs to come, Jamaica put up 50 for 3.
So Guyana have gotten firmly in control at this point. They'll be happy with giving Jamaica the singles. Boundary is very hard to come by, and 50 for 3, not a place Jamaica would expect to be with their batting lineup after 11 overs.
They're up on the balcony of the Sticky Wicket restaurant. A couple of the legends up there. They're Viv Richards and Andy Roberts. 2 from Antigua Barbuda, which has produced so many outstanding West Indies cricketers. State of just about 70,000 inhabitants to produce some of the greats of all time. Curtly Ambrose, another from Antigua Barbuda, there on the right. Michael Holding there in the spectacles. 2 great fast bowlers.
If Jamaica manage to get up to about 8 and over, they can't expect more than about 120. That's gone. That is out of here.
Most appropriately has gone in the direction of the airport. It flew there. That is one of the biggest sixes we've seen for the tournament.
Good use of the feet from Danza Hyatt. And it's going, it just keeps going. Well timed and well struck. Straight.
And as you mentioned, Jeff, it's the use of the feet. He just danced down. We haven't seen batsmen using their feet very often with effect in this tournament. A lot of tended to play back and play from the crease. That was good use of the feet. Ball's gone. It's flown away. They've got to get a replacement.
One of the reasons why the spinners seem to have been so dominant in this tournament is just that, Tony. Batsmen remain stationary, give them a stationary target to bowl at.
Gary Meath, our cameraman from Melbourne, Australia, with his favourite Dancing Queen. With ABBA, he's got the crowd going. And Chicky has given us a bit of Dance. Even Neil McGarrell's having a laugh about it, even though he's just been hit for 6. Again, use of the feet. They should come back for the second. They will. So Hyatt has now got him thinking. Hyatt's beginning to move at him. McGarrell has something to do here. Could well just send him wide as he comes down. Pull shot will go away for 4. He struck that beautifully. Hit that really well. And this is the use of the feet now. He goes back this time and pulls it.
When a bowler sees you coming down the wicket at him, he's got to think, he's got to adjust his length. And Hyatt here benefits from using his feet, gets something that's short, and whammo.
He's pulled it, it's gone, and he's dropped it. What an error. Right on the boundary and into his hands. He seemed to have had it. Royston Crandon it is, put it down. One of the many deep field catches we've seen missed in the tournament. It's 64 for 3 from 12 overs.
To make sound investment decisions, you
that is a big one.
This is giving Jamaica a bit of hope. Danza Hyatt just opened his shoulders again. Picked that one up nicely. Great balance.
Well, Royston Crandon dropped him off the last ball of the previous over, and now it's been struck for 6. What do you have against him, Danza Hyatt? 26 deliveries, 29 runs, and really propelling now Jamaica, giving them the momentum which they haven't had since the beginning of the innings. Not a well-known name in West Indies cricket, Denzil Hyatt, but he's certainly being well known tonight. A little bit of a fumbling, but the run was always on. 72 for 3 halfway through the 13th over. We go down to Mike Haseman.
Yeah, thanks guys. Travis Dowlin's a lot. So Travis, how are you boys feeling at the moment?
We were doing pretty well. We're going according to the plan. We have a plan to bowl them out for 130, 140.
130, 140 is the call from Travis. That's what the boys are saying right now. Obviously, I'm sure they've already realised that Hyatt is a little bit of a danger man. He's had some lusty blows. Travis is chasing that one. It's going to be a couple. Okay, so Jamaica wanted 180. Travis is saying he wants them out for 130. That's been the call. How concerned are you about Hyatt?
He's been doing pretty well so far in the tournaments. He's got a bit of form and confidence, and he'll be a key wicket for us to get out. So
what are the boys saying about the track?
It's basically the same kind of track. It's a bit slower than last year. It was not, so we got to try and keep the ball on a good length. It's a bit there for the spinners, so we got to try and exploit that.
That's big. That's big. That's gone. 6 runs. That's a huge hit. Goodness me, he's got some power, this man. He really is playing with some lusty blows. Certainly has got that run rate up. It's now 6.23. Pretty quick through the air, but using the pace off the track. And just coming right out of the screws and just slapping that one. Straight back. Over the road. Let's go back upstairs, the commentators.
Danza Hyatt, well, we saw him to best advantage. It was against the Bahamas, but still 71 off 45 against the Bahamas. Now 28 off the last 8 deliveries. What next? And it's hit Marshall. It would have been at least 1, might have been 2. And poor Marshall, 80 for 3, 13 overs.
The run rate picking up somewhat. Still not where they want to be.
So 2 big overs there, and Danza Hyatt has certainly brought this ground to life. Guyana right on top, and then all of a sudden he's just decided that he'll take the attack to the Guyanese. Has batted really well. It looks as if he's a good player of spin. Picks up the length well, uses his feet well, 38 off 30 deliveries. And now Mahendra Nagamootoo, experienced quick leg spinner. Xavier Marshall in strike.
Important time for Jamaica. This partnership needs to grow.
Yeah, he's hit it too hard. Field well back. The close fielders, those who are in the field restricting area, well back. Only needs to push it, get the one. Well, he'll get a 4 for this. Cut away for a boundary by Marshall. Too short, too wide.
Good placement from Xavier Marshall. Didn't have a whole lot of room. Gave himself some and just sliced it away. Hammered, absolutely hammered down to long off. Just the one. Ball's coming from the bat now, really very, very hard. Brings Hyatt now back into the strike. Well, they have 6 overs and 2 balls to go. Jamaica, even though the run rate is a little bit low, as we see at 8 and over, they can get up to 137. They've got wickets in hand, which is most important.
And they've got batsmen the caliber of Wavell Hinds, Carlton Baugh. Good hitters to come. They'll still be looking at 150.
Well, these 2 men are in. Very important for them to stay in. They're going well. Wickets tend to slow the run rate.
Come for the single to carry the score to 88 for 3 after 14.
To pile it on.
14 overs gone now, 88 for 3. That run rate is just starting to increase a little bit at 6.3, just under at this stage. I'm in the crowd again. There's plenty of action. It's come alive a little bit. Jamaican supporters are alive. Guyana supporters are alive. We've seen a few sweeps over the last couple of overs. What's going on with the broom?
This broom is to sweep Jamaica, clean out every competition tonight.
Right.
This Jamaica team reminds me of the Jamaica bobsled team that didn't got nowhere in Europe.
Alrighty, so you're totally confident that's going to happen?
It's happening.
What about the recovery? There's a bit of recovery now.
We are no recovery. There is one paramedic on Jamaica side. The paramedic is Marlon Samuels. But he needs an ambulance driver, and that you don't have out there because Chris Gayle already gone. So we sweep it clean. This broom knows the corners. This broom knows the corners.
Scamper to single. Okay, so show us your style. You're going to be sweeping and clean. Give us your style quickly.
Sweep them.
Give us your style.
Sweep them.
There we go. Sweeping Jamaica clean. That's the call. And helping out of the Stanford cricket ground as well. Let's go back upstairs to the commentators.
Well, he's certainly dressed for the big event in Guyana today. It's Mash Marani, equivalent of the Guyana Carnival. That's another big one. My goodness, he hits the ball long and hard. It's Marshall this time. So he's picked up from Hyatt. Another 6, 96 for 3. Jamaica now have changed gears.
And when a batsman is mobile, it's difficult to know where to pitch the ball to him. All of a sudden, things have changed since these two have started to use their feet. .50 partnership comes up, 53 to be exact, in 29 balls.
keeper is now coming up to the wicket. Barnwell, the youngster, he's only 21 years of age. He looks even younger, baby-faced. Nice deflection. Not only they're hitting the ball hard, but the balls that they can't get to the boundary, they reckon, well, we've just got to get a single off them. No dot balls. They're playing very sensibly, the two of these. There's a share of the partnership. 32 of them. Marshall 17. That's well stopped by the keeper. That's a wild delivery from Barnwell. Pressure is on the youngster here, and the keeper did very well to get down the leg side to knock it down.
Well, even though the keeper is up, Barnwell just couldn't be sure whether Hyatt would use his feet, so wasn't quite sure where he wanted to pitch that delivery. Derwin Christian, a very good block. That would have been 4.
There he goes now. This is the catch in the outfield. It will be taken, dropped. Very difficult catch. Dropping very quickly in front of him. Not easy to take. McGarrell coming in to his right-hand side. Couldn't make the grab. In the meantime, they've come for a couple.
Well, this was in the air for a long time. McGarrell had to make a lot of ground. It got to hand, but never looked in control.
100 up. In the air, down towards third man. Nagamootoo can get there. Just bounced in front of him this time. They'll come back for another. Well, they've got wickets in hand, so they can afford to throw the bat here with gay abandon. They get 2 for it.
It's carried to Mahendra Nagamootoo. Seems to have slipped. There he goes, or would have gotten to that one. Just lost his footing.
Pressure telling. Good comeback, 14 already from the over, and it's an over which will last 8 deliveries. If he doesn't bowl another wide, he's had 2 already. 5 6s, 4 4s in the innings. Lucky to get away with it. Fine leg up. Ball played straight to him. 102 for 3, 5 over. Mentioned the Mashramani celebrations in Guyana today, the carnival down there, and they're certainly dressed for it, the Guyanese supporters. In the commentary box now to carry through until the end of the innings, Ian Bishop, and with him Bruce Yardley.
We're entering that time where batsmen look to continue their all-out attack, their launch down the leg side. Was there a noise? Not given by Billy Doctorow. It must have brushed the pad. Not too much of a protest from Xavier Marshall.
Just a little flick on the top of the pad.
Quite an inventive shot for one. The key things here from a batting point of view, again, I'll go back and I'll reflect, for example, to illustrate my point on Trinidad and Tobago last night, where they had wickets in hand going into the last 5 overs. They lost 6 wickets. They were 102 after 15 for 4. They lost 6 wickets in 5 overs. If you need to plan, Bruce, I still feel you need to plan your attack over the last 5 overs. Otherwise, you can fall in a bunch. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying you need to plan. It's not a criticism. 2 taken.
I agree with you, Bish, and it was something I worked on with the Sri Lankans when I first started coaching them. they loved to hit boundaries all the time and weren't worried about the singles and the twos. I said, well, the way you guys bat, and you can see how the partnership has developed there, that worm's rising all the time. I said, you know, you get a single and a two, you're always going to hit a 4 every over. That's what they did. And you've got 7 and over 50 overs, you've got 350. And I said, and you're not taking any risks, and exactly what they did. And it's the same thing here. You get a couple of singles, you're looking to hit the bad ball for 6, and when it comes along, if you're positive enough to score off every delivery, when it's in the slot, you will hit it for 6 or 4. And there's your 10 and 11. He's wound up there, hasn't quite got hold of that, but it's in the gap. It might push for 2, no. So Guyana just feeling the pressure here a little in the field. They're starting to fumble a little. The returns haven't been good coming back. They've been ill-directed. A couple of near chances. They were hard chances, but probably should be taken. So Alan Stanford there, who loves his cricket and enjoys what's happening here tonight. They've got to get 150 to win this, though, Jamaica. They need a few more, yeah. That's hit hard and wide. Well fielded. That's Barnwell, the pacer from the other end. 109 for 3.
At Stanford.
What about this? All the face has been... Where'd you get this done? Where'd you get this painted?
140 we're looking at.
Okay, now what do you think of the total at the moment? What are you looking for?
140. And
you want 140, okay?
Yeah.
My initial question was, where did you get your face painted?
Right here by this guy behind here, all.
Okay, right. So you guys have come in for the game? Or do you live in Antigua?
We live here.
You live here? Okay, right. What about you? How long did it take to paint that face?
Nice painting on my face. Try to get the flag in the right color, along with the top.
Now, my original question was, how long did it take you?
Well, just 15 minutes. Some people, we do the small flags, and we take us about 3 minutes to do it.
Right, and how many guys have had their faces painted around here?
6.
6 guys, right? And what total do you want?
150, 155.
Okay, that's good going from here.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, they got some work to do. It's 109 for 3 at the moment, and still 4 overs to go. Let's go back upstairs.
Clever shot, good innovation. Will it get to the boundary? Probably not. Oh, Travis Dowlin flies across your screen. 2 runs taken. Maybe it should have been 3. No, there's only 2. Ramnaresh Sarwan slowed the game right down at the beginning of this over. He recognized batsmen's momentum was set. He took a long time to set his field. He walked slowly to his position. And I think that's what you need to do. Slow the process down. Think about what you're doing. Ensure you get things right. Huge gap on the leg side. He goes offside. He goes offside to great effect. Xavier Marshall showing innovation. That's what you expect in 2020.
Exactly. They're creating all these different shots, different strokes to play. This is the reverse sweep, and beautifully executed.
Well, I think the thing about it is that he manipulated the field just from a batting point of view at the moment. There was a mid-wicket, he swept the ball fine. The leg side was strengthened with boundary riders. He reverse swept the ball. Partnership 73 or 43, what Jamaica wanted. It needs to kick on, though.
They've got 7 wickets in hand, and they've got a couple of decent players to come. Wavell Hinds, Carlton Baugh. So they've got to keep going here. That's well bowled, extremely well bowled. The angle around the wicket, right up in the block hole. Pretty hard to get underneath that and hit it for 6. But there's 2 balls remaining. They've got 8 from the first 4 deliveries. This is the percentage we're talking about, Bish. They just need 1 big one here, and it's a terrific over. Well bowled again, full toss. With the ball coming down to the batsman from the bowler's arm height, it's pretty hard to get underneath them. The full tosses, the low full tosses. Danza Hyatt's on 48, needs 2 for his 50. Off just 40 deliveries, fabulous stuff from him. He's hit 3 sixes, they need 1 more from this over. That'll give him 15.
2's the call. 2's the call. Are they quick enough? Yes, 50 for Danza Hyatt. His second half century of the tournament. It's come at a neat time. One of the players we focused on today, 120 for 3. What is impressive about the Hyatt innings so far, and he needs to kick on, make that point, his first 10 came off 21 balls. His next 20 balls produced 40 runs. So he really has gone from first gear to fifth. Nothing in between. Good innings. Well-paced, strike rate 122. Mike Haseman once again mixing as he always does with the crowd.
Thanks, Besh. Emotions galore here. I've got a gentleman alongside me who's not happy. What are you not happy about?
The catches, man. We should at least 3 of those catches out of the 4 should have been taken.
So what should they be restricted to? They're 121 at the moment. That's a good shot. It's on the bounce though, and just the single. What do you think they should have been restricted to?
I think they should have been restricted at least to 120 the most, right? But I mean, anything 140, 150 is gettable because Guyana is capable of doing that. You know, we've been chasing bigger targets than that and get it. We have a record of chasing and winning games.
Okay, do you think there's fielding? Do you think the catches that have gone down, you don't think they're going to cost you? Is that what you're saying?
I don't. Once our guys get it together, it's not going to cost us. I'm backing my batters to make whatever Jamaica make, even if they make 200 tonight, and they're not going to make that. I'm backing my batters to get it.
All right, emotions galore. Back upstairs, Besh.
Thanks, Hazy. There's 3 balls remaining. Oh, that's gone a long way. That's a very good hit. And the screen was in danger then. Where did it hit? That's worth a few dollars, that screen. Down leg side. And Danza Hyatt, what a great player he's been. And yes, just the bottom of the screen. Good shot. As soon as he started using his feet to the spinners, the game changed. The innings changed. The other batsmen were sort of seemed to be riveted to the crease, and just a basic lack of footwork got them into all sorts of trouble. And when you get the 2 big guns, Gayle and Samuels got 30 between them from 40 deliveries, and Samuels got 26 from 26. Just tells the story now. These guys have just turned around. That's in the air, but it's in the gap. It's well placed. They'll come back for 2. Well run. 132 for 3.
To make sound investment decisions.
He's a smart bowler, this guy. He's cramped him there. Could have got it on the full if he'd hit straight. He probably would have got enough bat on that, but he hit across the line. That was going through square leg rather than down the ground. But what a fabulous innings from him. He's got them in with a chance. He's gone for 59. It's 134 for 4.
Danza Hyatt, ball push for 59 of 47 deliveries, 134 for 4. Wavell Hinds is his replacement.
Just 6 legal deliveries left in the innings, and Wavell Hinds makes his entrance. What a wonderful over in progress from Lennox Cush. Only 2 runs off the over. Sorry, 8 overs left, 8 deliveries left in the innings. 2 runs off the over and a wicket.
8 threes at 24 is 156. Give him a chance. It's still not going to be enough, I think. Well, that's a fair first shot, but it's caught in the deep.
Esuan Crandon with the safe pair of hands. The buckets, and Lennox Cush continues a wonderful ultimate over of the innings. It seemed to hit the toe of the bat. Very low on the bat, and he couldn't get the velocity. Well, all we can say is that he held on, which is the key thing. 134 for 5.
Wavell Hinds, Esuan Crandon, ball push not 134.5. Pushes on a hat-trick, Carlton Baugh is the batsman.
7 deliveries left in the innings, 1 delivery left in the over. Lennox Cush on a hat-trick. Carlton Baugh is the new batsman. He's not on strike. Xavier Marshall is. That's high. Now I don't think it's got the distance, has it? Neil McGarrell, hat-trick to Lennox Cush. History here at the Stanford cricket ground.
I screamed hat-trick as he took it. That's a bowler's joy. 3 wickets and 3 deliveries, 3 consecutive deliveries. And what an over, what a magnificent over. 3 wickets, a hat-trick, and it's 134 for 6.
It's a steepler. We've seen 1 or 2 go down tonight. Carroll himself failed to clutch on to a slightly more difficult one. He had to know where the rope was. He had to have that awareness as to where the boundary rope was. And he knew where it was and took it safely. 134 for 6.
Xavier Marshall top, McGarrell goal push 21, Cush getting the first hat-trick in the Stanford 2020.
Dave Bernard Jr. comes to the crease. 1 over left in the innings, 134 for 6, only 2 runs off the previous over ball by Lennox Cush. Hat-trick to Lennox Cush, the first in the history of Stanford 2020. Oh, that's gone right through everything.
Mahendra Nagamootoo. This is very good captaincy. 2 of their best spinners, most experienced players to bowl at the death. And where we expected Jamaica to maybe get about 24 off the last 2, they've lost 3 for none practically. And just 2 from the first 2 deliveries.
In this tournament, the opportunity to have a human side screen, everyone paying to come into that area of the grandstand, has been allocated a black t-shirt, so as not to cause any distraction to the batsman Ranji Nanan, left of screen there, the former West Indies off spinner, Trinidad and West Indies. Part of the human side screen, he'll be proud of that. He's made it. Keeping it right up there and keeping it straight is what Mahendra Nagamootoo is doing. Jamaica would have expected and hoped really for much more from these last 2 overs, but they've been shut down by some very, very good slow bowling from Cush and Nagamootoo. That's fortunate. That might run for 4. Yes, it does. It's come off the under edge. But it brings a welcome boundary for Jamaica.
Well, 142 with 1 ball remaining. Under edge. Tried it for 6. Just got enough bat on it. Unlucky for the bowler. Last ball. Should be the last ball. Where will it go? And not all that well played, actually. They've got to keep running here. Try and pick up the extra run. He's run out. The single still stands. On the way back for the second. Royston Crandon in the outfield here, didn't quite get it. The batsman, and there it is. Good throw, good return back. They had to keep coming. He's out by a long way. Well fielded. So 143 for 7. 4, not too bad after the disastrous start. David Bernard Jr. has run out for 5. 20 overs gone. 143 for 7. So Guyana chasing 144. I would have thought that Jamaica needed to make 185, 190 to be reasonably confident about winning this game. Guyana liked to chase. Ramnaresh Sarwan won the toss and decided to bowl first because he said we like to chase. An awful start. Findlay went off the second ball. The first ball of the game was a wide. Samuels 26, Hyatt 59, great performance from him, and 143 for 7, all out. Let's go down to Mike Hazeman.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. I've got a hat-trick man alongside me, Lennox Cush. Lennox, well done, terrific stuff.
Thank you very much.
Is it your first hat-trick?
No, it's not.
It's not, just another day?
Just another day for me. But
how many have you got?
Big tournament, probably about 5, 6.
Okay. Right,
none of it is important at this one, though.
Yeah. Okay, you pegged them back beautifully at the end. I guess you're happy with the total?
Oh yeah, I mean, we started well today. They went off a little in the middle.
Yep.
But in the previous games, I was asked to bowl out to the front, but because of the performance of Neil McGarrell in the last game, they told me to rely on me to bowl the last over, and it paid off for us.
I guess one thing that's going to be in the back of your minds, this has been a pretty low-scoring tournament, so they've got a total on the board.
Oh, it would. 140 is on the board already. We got a strong batting lineup. Just got to go there, do the basics. Try not to get complacent, and I think we'll go.
Right. What about one key player we've got to watch? One key player from the opposition you guys are a little bit concerned about? The quick bowlers, Jerome?
Might be Jerome. He's very experienced, both him and Powell. But like I said, we got good batsmen in our team, and we'll go the distance.
Okay, Lennox, congratulations, mate. Terrific stuff for the hat-trick. Well done. Okay, there you go. There's a hat-trick in Stanford 2020. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Mike Hazeman. Yeah, a hat-trick, a great moment in his career. He's taken plenty by the sounds of things, but the first in Stanford 2020. Fabulous performance from Danza Hyatt. Got them back into the game, 59 for 47. Good partnership with Xavier Marshall. And there it is, Crandon got 2 early. Lennox Cush, 3 for 8 from 4 overs. That is unbelievable stuff, and the hat-trick, of course. McGarrell got 1, and 143 for 7 from 20. And the target, needing 144 to win, I think they should get them at 7.2 runs per over. We'll take a break now and be back shortly.
We expected Gayle, we expected maybe Samuels, but we did view Danza Hyatt at the top of the show as one of the players to watch. And it's critical that these sorts of players, who are not the Test or international players in the lineup, contribute in a significant way.
I think this is showing the depth that is available to the West Indies cricket. And someone like Hyatt, who can walk in and dominate the stage like this, tells me that there's something there that can be used at the next level. Look at the power that he plays with and the freedom he hits the ball with. He's as clean a hitter that you'll see anywhere. And he certainly, he's played a game tonight. He's played out of his socks. Look where he's played. I mean, he's wagging wheels all over the place. He's hit the ball beautifully.
Yeah, he
prepared to use his feet as well, Bitch, which is a big call.
It was 43 for 3 when he got into that partnership with Xavier Marshall as well. So good innings from Danza Hyatt. And it's not often you see a batsman hit as many sixes and little fours. But Guyana's bowling, we talked about Crandon, Lennox Cush picking up the first hat-trick in the history of Stanford 2020. He was another feature of ours, and I think he sneaks under the radar, Lennox Cush, because they've got Nagamootoo and McGarrell, probably the more established names, Royston Crandon doing some good work. You appreciate the art of off-spin, particularly in this form.
I do appreciate it, and he got a hat-trick, and all credit to him. But in this format, the last wicket probably could have been blocked and then had to go after that, which they didn't do. So, fine, he bowled well. He's probably the weaker of the spinners, and that's why they targeted him, in my opinion. I think a lot of sides would have targeted him, and if you target him, he's more likely to get wickets. Not taking it away from him, I think he bowled pretty nicely, but the circumstances dictated that they went after him, and hey, you know what, you're going to get some wickets if they go after you.
I think he bowled very well early up. But if you're just struggling to hear what we're saying, I don't know what you're hearing at home. This is why. There's a huge amount of entertainment out there in the middle. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? I think it might just be Marshall Montano out of Trinidad and Tobago. And I think he's giving the cameraman a bit of a bashing there, trying to keep up with the tempo.
Come on, yeah. Feel around me. Guyana massive. Run to the air. Run to the air. We gonna jump up on the festival. Turn it up. We gonna jump up on the shit. I wanna see everybody rocking from side to side. We're the massive. Start to rock. Start to rock. Start to rock. What did I say? Jamaica. I want to see you rock to the air.
Welcome back once again. Well, we're taking a break from what's happening on the field at the moment, but the real action will start not too long from now. We've already had some action. Jamaica have already batted 143 to them. Pat Simcox is still alongside me at the moment. Just in case you walked in a little bit late and you had good reason for missing the first half, let's have a look at the wickets that fell in Jamaica's innings.
Well, that fell pretty early. That was the second delivery. First one was a wide, and then he slashed it one out second ball. So the innings started poorly. It's got to be said, poorly. A real bonus for Guyana. Good catch though, Bish.
Yeah, it's never easy catching under these lights, and the best teams have caught well. This was a bit of fortune here for Crandon. The umpiring there, not special. It pitched outside leg, and it was too high. And when I saw it live, I thought straight away, too high.
It had a big bearing on the match, and it was a poor decision. And then Samuels chopping on, but I think I'll give McGarrell a little bit of credit there. He didn't turn it, he skidded it on, you see? It's the arm ball, it's the skidder. And because of the skidder, he got the bottom edge.
And then Danza Hyatt, this was at the end of a partnership with Xavier Marshall, 91 from 56 deliveries. Lennox Cush, who picked up wickets and was very economical. Then Wavell Hinds, his first ball, slapped down the throat of long off. Esuan Crandon taking the catch well. This was over the course of the end of the innings, and the batsman really had to start going straight away.
Nice catch again. And another tough catch. Above the lights she went. Steady yourself. Catch it nice and high. And they did the basics right when they caught well. There were a lot that went down in between these wonderful catches.
And I think it might have been the hat-trick as well for Lennox Cush. Look at the little stare at the ropes just to ensure where he was positioned, Neil McGarrell. Dave Bunner Jr. trying to maximize things off the final delivery of the innings, run out by some way, but it was a desperate time. I don't think Jamaica got as much as they intended to get once they started their innings, so you couldn't blame the batsman there for trying to somehow make something out of nothing. Lennox Cush, I thought, bowled beautifully, kept pressure on the other end from Esuan Crandon at the beginning of the innings. A good cluster. He's not a big spinner of the ball, but his length pretty good, and for the most part his line, clever use and a clever variation. Well, that is it. We're up here for a big battle. Please don't go anywhere. Mike Hazeman has some news to bring to us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll tell you what I want to point out here. These Jamaican boys are very, very serious about this. They've been running around for the last 10, 15 minutes, doing lots of fielding drills, sprinting up and down, practicing catching, a lot of high catches to the sky as well. And I'll tell you the reason I'm pointing it out now, Coach Junior Bennett has given the boys a bit of a lecture, and Chris Gayle, also number 45, alongside him. The reason I'm pointing it out now, because I was a little bit disappointed and surprised at the start of this game. These Jamaican boys weren't all that proactive with their warm-ups. Guyana were. they now have been hurt. They've been beaten in the first half of this game, and I think you can see there's quite a bit of intensity going on here, and I think that we might see something a bit special from them when they first come out. I know they've said that Daren Powell and Jerome Taylor, the two men, have got to start proceedings for them, and that's what they need, guys. They need a little spark. It's starting here, and it's got to finish out in the middle, right at the start of that innings. Back upstairs.
Well, Mike Haseman might have been doing the team talk there for a moment, but he's absolutely right. So all the action here, almost ready to get going once again. We'll take a break and come back to you in just a moment.
It's 2020. All on the rhythm. Come on. Are you ready? I'm going to kick it one time. It's 2020. 2020.
Welcome back to Stanford Cricket Ground. It's the second half of semi-final number 2, live from Antigua, Jamaica, taking on Guyana. And what a match it's turning out to be. Once again, let me update you as to where the match stands. Jamaica restricted to 143 for 7. Remember, in the quarter-final in 2006, they were restricted to 163. Well, all the bowlers did a reasonable job. Royston Crandon maybe went for a little more than he expected, but didn't Esuan Crandon and Lennox Cush start well? Hat-trick to Lennox Cush. Guyana need 144 runs to win. Now, this is interesting. The highest score chased successfully in the tournament is 131. Could we see that broken tonight? Could we see the same two finalists as we saw in 2006? Or can Jamaica pull something out of the hat? Their opening bowlers are going to have to start bang on target, and they've got some pace in Powell and Jerome Taylor if they use them with this new ball. Certainly bowling things off in the commentary box, Pat Simcox and Tony Cozier.
Thank you, Ian Bishop. Well, we're ready for the Guyana reply now. Significant statistic. Only 3 teams, correction, only 3 times in the Stanford 2020 has a team got as many as Guyana are required to get now, and one, that is.
Dowlin and Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Daren Powell, locally attacked for Jamaica.
And even more significant, on all 3 occasions, the chasing team, which has been successful, has been Guyana. 160 for 4 in the semi-final against Grenada in 2006. Before that, they got 168 for 7 against Jamaica. And then in the final, of course, that penultimate ball, which was hoisted for 6 by Narsingh Sewnarine to beat Trinidad and Tobago. 176 for 5 on that occasion. So all 3 occasions the team getting more than Guyana required now to win the match. Guyana have done it 3 times, the only team to have done so. Now, Daren Powell starts off. Travis Dowlin in strike, and a nice looking shot to start off with at 4. Off the hips. Not quite. Yes, it is. Slack piece of work by Jerome Taylor at fine leg. That just sets the tone for the innings so often.
It can do. He had a lot of ground to cover. I didn't really see live. Yeah, he could have stopped that. It was a real poor effort. It's like a giraffe having a drink at a watering hole. Bend the legs, mate. What about a little dive? There's $1 million up for grabs, yeah?
I tell you what, Pat Simcox, we don't see many giraffes at watering holes here in the Caribbean, so perhaps you'll have to learn that on his next tour of South Africa.
When he feels like that, he won't see it. He certainly won't be paying his own way. Keeps feeling like that. Travis Dowling on 4 already, 2 deliveries. That's a lovely start. Lots of speculation, lots of thoughts, and I've no doubt that those sitting on the edge of their seats watching this game will feel we're going to in for a competitive match. You better believe there's a fight on here. With the amount of pride and money at stake, no team's going to give it away. I just think that you read the statistics there, Tony. About 3 times it's happened that the side is batted last and won. There's a man in this team which I think adds another dimension, and he's standing its second slip. And that's Chris Gayle. I think he brings another dimension to Jamaica from a spin bowling and a thought process point of view.
Powell is on the legs. That's not where he wants to be. Get through for a single. A lot of pressure here on Daren Powell. He's an experienced bowler, international fast bowler.
You see the flags flying, and they're waving in the direction of off stump for the bowler. Now, to what he should be doing, he should be really being swinging it the other way. It hasn't worked. Now he's got a left-hander on strike, so you'll need to stay on that same line. What did you make of the fielding?
I thought it was pretty good, but they dropped a couple of sky catches, deep field catches. We've seen that happen in the tournament so far. But last night we saw Barbados very, very good with high catches. Tonight, well, Guyana weren't all that good. There were a few that were dropped, a few good ones taken. I don't know if it's the light or what, that or the lights caused the problems. And again, he's on the legs of the left-hander now. There'll be a leg by here. Signal by umpire Billy Doctropes. The 6 runs have come from the first over.
There's a powerful global network that sets Stanford Wealth Management apart. It's our people and their uncompromising commitment to serve.
Extra 6 for no loss. Chattergoon, important player, as is Chanderpaul, Sarwan, Cush.
Jerome Taylor will open the bowling. He and Powell often share the new ball for the West Indies as well.
Well, now Jerome Taylor's first delivery, he's run up and got it in the right area, and Chattergoon's played all around him. It just looked as if he didn't have the pace or the bounce. He just got stuck. Encouraging. I'd want him to get forward. Let him get forward. Let him look to come forward. Get an edge.
Good start here from Taylor. He looked a little bit rusty the other evening in the semi-final. He started well here.
I think it's important to remember the run rate required was 7, just 7. It's now 7.4. Keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it. Required rate 7.39. Oh, just a single taken. Now just say to yourself, every time they don't score 7 and over, it goes up a little bit and the pressure mounts. Eventually it gets to 8, then it's 9. So you've really got to make sure you stay up with the rate. A wicket or 2, yes, it's critical not to lose wickets, but rather lose a wicket or 2, but stay up with the rate. You get behind the rate, you put yourself under enormous pressure.
In the air, easy catch, first wicket gone, and a significant wicket too, that of Travis Dowlin. Leading edge, scooped up towards mid-on, a wicket for Jerome Taylor, 7 for 1 in the second over. Guyana chasing 144 to win.
Well, again, driving down the ground, is there a bit of slowness in the track? The ball was bowled at 123 k's an hour, so slightly slow, and Taylor's got his man. The early breakthrough. Yes, that's what they wanted. They're back in business, Jamaica. Travis.
जी हाँ खबरें वही
Here's Powell to Chattergoon. Straight to third man, just the one. Well, they've come a mainly female crowd, I would think. A poll would give you an estimate of around 70% of the crowd being female, perhaps even more than that.
You would always see a half full glass as opposed to a half empty one.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's 100% female, because those are the only ones I'm looking at.
My point precisely. Right, back with the action. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. That's what they say about him often. Swing and a miss.
Guyanese went back to Guyana in the interim since their quarter-final match. But Ramnaresh Sarwan said it was raining there, so they couldn't practice outdoors. That's a problem in Guyana at this time of the year. Their weather pattern is different to the rest of the Caribbean, and indeed they're on the South American mainland. Right on the pan, outside leg stump pitching. I'm not sure if Chanderpaul did go back to Guyana. He might well have gone to his home in Florida, in Orlando. So they didn't have the opportunity of outdoor practice.
Well, I'd be surprised if you're $1 million up for grabs, why would you go back to any place where you can't practice? With that kind of loot up for grabs, I'd be saying to my side, we're going to a place where I know I can get 100% time to practice, like right here. We're going down the road.
Shot should go away for 4, clipped it off the legs. Powell's not started well here. He's tended to be on the legs to both left-handers and right-handers, and that's clipped away by Chanderpaul for a comfortable boundary.
Trademark flick. Trademark flick. Seen it over the years. You stray on those legs. Just a little turn of the wrists.
Well, the policemen are there.
Gee, Tony, I've never seen Chanderpaul as aggressive as this up front.
When he opens for the West Indies, he tends to be. He's been, he and Gayle, one wonders why they broke up the partnership between the two of them. Of course, Gayle was injured in South Africa, but even before that. But one remembers the Champions Trophy final in Mumbai in 2006. The two of them put on 50-odd in 5 overs. Went for it hell for leather, and then West Indies collapsed. Six runs have come from the over, 13 for 1 after 3.
It's all going to plan for Jamaica. The rates crept up 7.7. 131 from 17 overs. Bearing in mind that when Guyana bowled, they gave away 16 extras. Unbelievable amount of extras. Now, could that have a bearing?
$13 for 1 after 3. Pat Simcox has just raised the question of the extras. There were 16 in the Jamaica innings given away by Guyana. Now he's a long way down. Oh my goodness, how could he have missed that? How could he have missed that run out opportunity? Hyatt it is. He wasn't sure what to do. He was betwixt and between. Shall I throw it? Shall I toss it to the bowler? He was a long way down, was Chattergoon. Simple run out chance.
Clearly a defining moment in the match. He got caught in the headlights like a rabbit. Didn't know what to do. Had 4 men backing it up.
Hyatt played so well for Jamaica. Just what happened there. A little pressure on him, not sure what to do. Very, very easy run-out chance missed.
This is quite unbelievable. I'm just wondering if the bowler wasn't shouting something. Don't throw. And it had to go. God, that's what you practice all day long.
Chanderpaul left him for dead. He was backing up. Chanderpaul made about 4 or 5 paces out of his ground and then realized it was going to be a problem, sent him back, and he looked as if he was past the point of no return, but then he realized that the fielder was making a mess of it, got back into his ground.
He gave up, didn't he? He almost gave up, just turned and watched.
Up and it goes. Won't go all the way, or will it? Pull back from inside the boundary. They'll come back for 3. Slow ball, and he did the correct thing. With the fielders within the field restricting area, go through with a shot. Gets 3 for it.
Well, they would know Taylor's bowling by now. They've travelled around the world with him, watched him bowling in games and nets and all over. Watch for the slower ball. That would be the message, part of the strategy. Watch for his slower ball and climb into it.
Good fielding. They were sharp in the field the other evening. Jamaica. Xavier Marshall at backward point, a specialist position for him.
It was good fielding. Now Taylor's got to bowl that off-stump line, and because he's coming round the wicket, the direction of the ball will be going towards leg stump. And we know Chanderpaul's pretty strong there and fine legs up in the circle. So because of that angle, you've got to be careful of not erring outside off.
Good shot by Chanderpaul. That's going to go away for 4. No question that they can catch that. Finishes off an over that cost 8. 21 for 1.
The flags fly high with the boundary, but he has to pitch the ball up. Fine legs in the circle. Cannot bowl short. Chanderpaul knows it. He's looking to get forward. He's camping on the front foot. You can see it early. There you go. Just hit through the line.
At Stanford.
23 more needed. Average rate 7.69 runs per over. Change in bowling. Marlon Samuels is coming on now. Chattergoon will face. And is taken. So he gets a wicket with his first delivery. Chattergoon looking for the drive. The edge found. And Taylor takes the catch at short fine leg. Set back for Guyana.
Soft dismissal, it's got to be said. Very soft. First ball, not having a look. The big expansive drive, you can see he hit the ball way in front of himself. The ball hadn't got to him. Beaten in the flight. Gone. They're on their feet. They know it's a big wicket. Gone for 5. 21 for 2 now.
At the moment, new batsman is the skipper, Ramnaresh Sarwan. Of course, he's got a big job in his hands. I've got a gentleman alongside me who's got a big job in his hands as well. He's the Antigua and Barbuda Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, Winston Williams. Winston, you enjoying the night? What a spectacle.
It's indeed a wonderful game. I'm enjoying myself.
I actually interviewed you in the crowd, I think, in 2006. You had a great time there.
Yeah, but I'm hoping as soon as I'm finished, make my way back across. We ain't got no season rights tonight.
Exactly right. I'll join you if you don't mind. And the spin-offs for sport in Antigua and Barbuda for this event?
Yeah, well, this is absolutely wonderful. And if this continues, not if, I guess, when it continues next year, certainly this is doing great for Antigua and Barbuda on the whole, and absolutely for sports.
And what about, obviously you've got your ear to the ground. What about the kids, the schools? I mean, is the 2020 tournament spinning off down to the schools as well?
Well, everybody's excited. I know I have a difficulty when it comes to tickets. Every child wants a ticket. And I'm sure when you went through the crowd, you would see that there are a lot of children here. They're excited about it. It's an exciting time. I just hope I get to be here tomorrow night as well.
And obviously you're a man of sport. I mean, what I like about this is going to be a real tight scrap. But that's exciting for sport.
It is. I'm just sad that, my team isn't out there. But I guess we're all one. So somebody's going to win tonight. I don't know who. Who are you rooting for?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Guyana. Personally, I think Guyana might get up. But, I mean, they've got some work to do at the moment. And you're going to say Jamaica, of course, aren't you? No?
And I'm going to say CARICOM is going to win tonight.
Okay. Ramnaresh Sarwan's going to play a serious role, that's for sure. And of course, tomorrow, the big final, it's going to be unbelievable here.
And I'm looking at I'm going to be here tomorrow night. I've already ordered some seasoned rice, so I trust you'll be over for that.
I'll tell you what, well, we're going to let's go now. We're going to go to the crowd now. Let's go. Come on, Winston, let's go.
All right.
We'll see you guys later.
Well, it's been a nice tight little over so far. Maiden wicket thus far. One ball left, I tell you. Sarwan has come in and he's just pushed forward at 4 deliveries. Now they're prepared to give him a single, defend the boundary, get that rate up a little bit.
It is a wicket maiden by Marlon Samuels. Guyana are stuck. They're 21 for 2 from 5.
And from what I assume is the northern end is Daren Powell. So far his direction, though his figures aren't bad, economy rate of 5.5, but his direction hasn't been spot on, and maybe the change of ends allows him to get a better rhythm. Sometimes a bowler will come on at a specific end and find that he's struggling with his rhythm, and hence his direction. Because of that, maybe a little trundle with the wind coming from a different direction, maybe slightly downhill, will bring better rhythm. That's what they'll be hoping. Chanderpaul's on strike. Oh yes, it works straight away. Change of ends, change of success. The stump is broken, it's uprooted, they've gone wild. So too Daren Powell, end of Chanderpaul.
And with his very first ball, Daren Powell removes Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Well-directed Yorker. Chanderpaul seemed to play down the wrong line. Expected it to swing back into him. It just kept straight on. Hit the off stump. And the third Guyanese wicket has gone down. Chanderpaul for 10. It's 21 for 3.
Well before that partnership between Hyatt and Xavier Marshall, 43 for 3. But I want to have a look at this again. This is always exciting to see a fast bowler breaking the stump at 90 miles per hour. That was the exact pace of it, Jeffrey Dujon, 90.2 miles per hour.
Shattering experience.
Shocking description, Dujon, shocking. But what that will do for Daren Powell's confidence and Jamaica, is this the moment they finally believe? Oh, he's turned that well, he's used the pace, it's a chase on. Findlay does well. Marshall takes the relay and saves 2.
It's always good to have a man trailing when you chase to the boundary. The old relay gets it back in a lot quicker.
Well, thankfully Findlay's up straight away. Young bones and young muscle. What's this hit? Fingers up! Lennox Cush cannot believe it. He stands in disagreement or disbelief. It's too late now. It may not be a very good decision if the batsman's motion is anything to judge by. It's too late now. 4 down.
Well, I think a front-on view would give us a better idea. Cush wasn't happy about it. Let's see. Seemed to take him just above the glove, just on that forearm. He shows it to the umpire. He isn't interested. The finger goes up, and Cush has got to go. Fancy Mac not having a good night tonight. Cush gone for 2, Guyana 23 for 4.
Barnwell, Christopher Barnwell, 21-year-old. He's a dynamic hitter. And he's well composed. I sensed at the start of the Jamaican innings that they didn't really have a lot of animation. Maybe they weren't believing. But they certainly got the benefit of another decision from the umpire tonight. Gayle got a bad one, and I think Lennox Cush clearly there gets a bad one himself.
He seemed to hit him on the bicep. There it goes. But we're all human. We're all prone to error. It's just that you don't really want to have 2 on the same night. That's going to be signal wide. A little bit over enthusiastic Daren Powell. And this is the man that Guyana's hopes will rest on. Most experienced player left. Cush had a lot of experience. He's gone. There's not a lot left to come for Guyana. They need a partnership. 119 needed from 86 balls.
Whoops. Sarwan gets so... Just going back to the short ball, I don't think, Jeffrey, it's a bad idea to try the short ball. Sure, from Powell, it was sort of misjudged in its length and direction. Sarwan has fallen to the pull shot quite a lot. That last delivery was 149 kilometers per hour. Fastest delivery of the tournament from anyone.
Less than half a second reaction time. And that beats him for pace. That was sheer pace. Wasn't as quick as the delivery before. It's 6 overs gone. It's 26 for 4.
To make sound investment decisions, you have to keep your...
Haven't allowed any of the Guyanese batsmen to get a start. Gotten rid of Chanderpaul, danger man. Sarwan still there, but the pressure is on. They required now to score at just about 8.5 and over. David Bernard Jr. replaces Marlon Samuels at what I assume is the southern end.
Good piece of fielding. Xavier Marshall with a very good arm. It's interesting that Marlon Samuels bowled that 1 over, and it was a maiden over, and he picked up a wicket as well, and he's taken off straight away, Jeffrey.
Just a full toss to start up from Bernard. The Jamaican fielding has been of a very high quality tonight. Another single. Yes, Bish, I think Chris Gayle has a plan. May not have wanted to bring on Marlon Samuels that early, so he'll hold him back for a couple of overs and get a few of the less experienced bowlers out of the way, possibly.
Therefore, it's incumbent upon David Bernard Jr., after he didn't get the landing gear down on the first delivery, to get his length going. Didn't play in the quarter-final match, he played in the first match. Rena's here as well. Rena supported everyone. She's supporting Jamaica tonight. 29 for 4. I want to go back to the umpiring error that we saw earlier. I'm not making any excuses for umpires. I thought Chris Gayle's decision, I saw it straight away live, and I thought not out when Gayle was giving out LBW, Clancy Mark. The Lennox Cush one, when we see it in replays, it shows conclusively it didn't hit the glove, particularly from this angle. But when you look at where it struck him and where the glove is, when you see it in real time, folks, from front on, I'm not saying it was the right decision. Good fielding again, good commitment. More importantly, Jerome Taylor, who had that blooper of Daren Powell's initial over, or first over, first ball of the innings, saves some runs there. But when you see it, folks, and again, I'm not making any excuses, but the umpire is human as well on this occasion. You see it once in real time, and you could see why he made the mistake. To be quite frank, that's my view, and I stand on it.
Does put the umpire under a lot of pressure. He doesn't have a lot of time to see it, and he has to make a decision. In that case, it was less than half a second. These things happen. 7 overs gone, 31 for 4. Take a big effort from Guyana. 113 needed from 78 balls. Required rate climbing towards 9. Guyana 31 for 4 at 7 overs. Jamaica were 27 for 2. So you can say that the Jamaicans are slightly ahead. And they're keeping the pressure on.
Where do you go from here, Jeffrey Dujon, if you're Ramnaresh Sarwan? 113 more required, as you pointed out, 77 balls. The rate now has gone a touch under 9. That's the required rate from here. 4 wickets down. When do you start looking to just increase the momentum just a little bit? How long do you consolidate for again? Tough decisions. When do you do that?
Well, I think the first thing you have to engineer is to get as much strike as possible. So you've got to encourage the guy at the other end to give the strike to you. And your experience is basically what you're going to use that strike to do. But there's no question that at this point Ramnaresh Sarwan has to bat through the innings. He's got to be there, he's got to lead from out there. It's not going to be easy, and he's going to need support. He's not going to be able to do it alone. His acceleration is going to have to come a little later, when he's more settled, when he's had a better look at the pace of the wicket, when he starts to see the gaps where he wants to hit the other bowlers, and then he'll have to go over the top.
And just to point out and to the strength of Guyana leg by signal is that they bat pretty deep. Neil McGarrell coming in at number 11 as the scorecard may change, but he's got first-class half centuries. Mahendra Nagamootoo, a good player. So they've got depth in batting. Ramnaresh Sarwan a few years ago was touted as one of the best finishers in the one-day game. So there's no chance here to say the game is over or that Jamaica can relax. There's a lot of talent in Guyana in this lineup.
Well, this is why he has to be there at the end. He is a good finisher and he's the class player that's left.
This young guy can hit a long ball. Not sure he'll be able to hit Daren Powell very far. Powell continues bowling this length. Good idea to shake up the batsman, the young guy, the 21-year-old, with good pace and good short ball at the body.
I think he's bowling back of that length on purpose to just take away Barnwell's arms. Keep him on that crease, keep him on the back foot. So that's good thinking, and he's bowling straight, Daren Powell, which is good.
I like your terminologies, Jeffrey, and folks, we apologize. He's not going to take Barnwell's arms off. What he will stop Jeffrey trying to say is that he'll stop him from getting a full swing and extending the arms in driving the ball down the ground, which Barnwell did to good effect in the quarter-final match. But we all know what you're saying, Jeffrey. Again short. Good pace from Powell. 32 for 4.
Young Barnwell will need some ice around that waistline tonight. He's been pummeled by Daren Powell and that good pace. Powell's stint is finished. 2 wickets for 16 runs in his 4. Mike Haseman is somewhere around. Wonder what he's up to.
32 for 4 at the moment. Work to be done by Guyana at this stage. Jamaica certainly do have the upper hand, but they have some quality in the middle. And of course the skipper is there at the moment. He's been there for a little while, not out at this stage, and he's going to have to anchor this ship, that's for sure. Now I've got something quite special at the moment. I've got Bobby. Now Bobby, this is a carving that you put together for Sir Alan. Just tell me a bit about this carving.
Well, it's a piece that was done from one single piece of wood, with some additional pieces of Guyana rare wood,
right,
and some of our natural resources, some gold and a few pieces of diamonds.
Okay, and I just there, Sarah. Obviously, you've been interested in the diamonds. I mean, you prepared to give these diamonds away?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, no dramas.
No, I can share them. It's okay. We have a lot.
And you guys, of course, are from Guyana, and this is how long did it take you to do it?
It took almost 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, right. Well, it's quite spectacular. I have seen it around the place over the last little week or so, but you want to present it to Sir Alan?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, well, let's give it to...
He deserves this.
Yes, he does. Let's present it to Sir Alan. Sir Alan, there you go. That's magnificent.
Thank you, Bobby. It's absolutely magnificent. This is a work of art, and I'll tell you what, it's going to stay in the sticky wicket from here on. Thank you, my friend. And I'll say this to his beautiful daughter, Sarah, and her lucky boyfriend next door here. Guyana! And they need some help right now, so back home to Guyana, let's bring this little success right here. Thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate it from all my heart.
Okay, there you go. Well done, Bobby. Terrific stuff. Very nice piece. Let's go back upstairs.
One thing that you have to say about Ramnaresh Sarwan is that he generally plays slow bowling reasonably well. He uses this, he's got quick feet. And this is in no way predicting the outcome here, but the run rate mounting, Jeffrey, it's gone up to nearly 9.5 required. Pressure building, you sense pressure building here, and oh, oops. I think that's the thing, that as a top class player at any level, you're always up against that pressure, so you better learn to deal with it from a very early age.
Well, I think at this point he's going to have to decide to take a turn in somebody. Singles aren't going to do it, and each time they get less than, say, 9 and over, that required rate mounts. With it, the pressure. with it the need to go over the top. 9 overs gone, 36 for 4.
9 overs gone, 36 for 4 Guyana, 108 now.
Well, I can sense that Christopher Barnwell, his natural game seems to be an aggressive one. Not reckless, but he just seems to want to be able to press the accelerator. He's got to wait for the instruction from his captain. He may find that he looked to try it against the slow bowlers more for Dave Warner Jr.
Nine overs gone. At this point, Jamaica were 42 for 2. Guyana 36 for 4. 9.82 required from here on in. David Bernard Jr. Another good piece of fielding. They've looked good in the field, Jamaica. Shown a lot of commitment. That's Nikita Miller. Sarwan looking to step up a gear. He hasn't had a ball pitched up to him yet, Barnwell. They know that he likes to hit the ball down the ground. They know that he likes to drive. So he's been playing him. They've been bowling back of a length to him and keeping him pretty quiet.
He scored 26 of 16 against Antigua in the quarter-final. He struck the ball nicely down the ground, down towards long on. That's gone in one direction, ball's gone in the other direction, and Barnwell goes in a third direction. He gets a single.
Barnwell swings, loses his sword. There's still a single in it.
It's gone quiet here. I think that's because Guyana's supporters outnumber Jamaica's supporters, probably. That's a guess. And with the equation being as it is, maybe at the moment in Jamaica's favor, the crowd's been taken out of the equation. That 12th player for Guyana who give them the impetus for the moment, momentarily out of the equation. Very quiet. Catch it is a cry. Oh, dropped it. Dropped it, Xavier Marshall.
Did very well to get to it, Xavier Marshall. It's quick over the ground. Took off at the last minute. Was in his hands and then out again. Would have been a fantastic catch. Single to end the over. We've had 10. It's 41 for 4.
It's the halfway point remaining, 41 for 4, 10 overs gone. 103 now leading for 60 deliveries and 10.34.
Continues to mount on Guyana. 10 overs gone, and to take you through the next 5, it will be Tony Cozier and with him Bruce Yardley.
Thank you, Jeffrey Dujon. Jamaica 45 for 3 after 10 overs, a wide there. So things are not all that different between the teams. Guyana having lost one more wicket. Then we had that tremendous innings from Danza Hyatt. 59 of 47 deliveries, 4 sixes a hit. Xavier Marshall out to mad 91. In the air now, is this a catch? It is, it is. Has he judged it well? He has. He has taken it. Findlay takes it. Celebration for Shawn Findlay, celebration for Jamaica. Dancing on the field, dancing off it. And Jamaica do feel now that they have this match under control, and justifiably so.
Ramnaresh Sarwan, the captain, the man who was going to lead them to victory, they hoped, got caught in two minds. I think he wanted to hit it for 6 and he pulled out of it and just pushed it. Pushed a catch down to long off, and a very, very good catch and a magnificent jig to finish it off. It's gone for 10, 42 for 5.
Guyana, Jamaica flags waving, and Australia in the foreground. As we resume play in the middle, with Sarwan just being out. Just slight misjudgment on the part of Findlay at long off. And then once he picked up the flight of the ball, came in, took the catch. So 5 down for 42. We already do feel now that there's no way out of this for Guyana.
We did think they're gone. It's up to 10.74 now, the required run rate. And the spinners again. Samuels is a very smart cricketer, Marlon Samuels. There it is, caught him in two minds. Drew him into the shot, the lofted shot, and a great catch. And that's flat batted away. Whoa! That's gone like a rocket for 4. Great shot. Look at this, back foot, and it's skipped away. Great shot. Need someone, they need a Danza Hyatt here to just try and take this game away from Jamaica. But all players, Tony, in this tournament, I think it's been something that the West Indians need to have a look at, is they're batting against spin. It's a history, isn't it? Bowling, all players. And it's happening again tonight. 47 for 5.
49 for 5. 11 overs completed.
Yeah, so just too many balls used up. It's now up to 10.5 and over. 95 from 54. Barnwell's got 9 from 17. He's struggling to get him away. He bowled beautifully to him.
.49 for 5, 11 overs gone. Rate required from here is 10.56, so it's certainly climbing. The important thing, of course, is as far as Guyana are concerned, is we've only got 5 wickets in hand. That's in the air, and it's okay. I've got Albert Smith alongside me, who's the coach of Guyana. I've got to tell you that Albert Smith is probably the calmest bloke I've ever seen around a cricketing field. He's nice and relaxed, still looking nice and relaxed. How are you feeling? What are your thoughts right now?
Well, actually, I think Jamaica's in a good position, getting 5 of our wickets. But as I said before, Guyana are not unbeatable, but we're going to go down fighting. We still have some experienced guys in here to come, but we got to start here. We can't allow the rate to go too high. All well, that ends well. That's how I look at it right now.
Okay, so have you earmarked a key player? Who's your key player to take this through?
Well, we have, Barnwell role has been changed, but we have so many other guys. We still have Esuan Crandon, we have Nagamootoo and McGarrell, right? But I think the thing is just the wickets, but we're still going to make a fight of it.
Oh, a good throw there would have certainly had the batsman in trouble there. So trying to scramble back for extra runs, and I guess that's what you've got to do. You've got to try and get as many runs as you possibly can and take the odd risk in this situation.
Yes, we'll have to do it. We'll have to take all the chances we can now, and just don't let the run rate get higher than it is.
And a message for your for the country, Guyana?
Well, we're thinking about them. We got to fight hard. We're in an uncomfortable position now, but the game is not yet over.
Okay, I think that's the important thing. There's a look at the replay of that throw and then back to the stumps, but not accurate. Okay, Albert, thanks. Stay nice and positive. You know you always do.
Okay, thanks.
Righto, let's go back upstairs.
Well, he might have mentioned that Barnwell the other evening scored 26 off 10 deliveries against Antigua. Good hitter of the ball, had a couple of sixes. And also, Esuan Crandon is still in the dressing room, and 2006 he hit 70 odd, as I remember it, 71 off 39 deliveries of the same opposition here against Jamaica, and won the match. Big hitting left-handed batsman. They'll help. They're being helped here by the extras. Another wide there from Bernard. So you've got a couple of batsmen here. If they can get 20 off and over somewhere along the line, and that shakes things up. This is Mahendra Nagamootoo as well, who is a good hitter. Neil McGarrell is down at number 11, and he's no rabbit either.
For 10.7, they need a couple of sixes just to try and break the shackles here. No sixes so far in this innings for Guyana.
In the air, who's going to take it? The keeper is after it. Long leg is after it. Baugh drops it. And they've only run a single. Baugh coming back. We saw Patrick Brown, the Barbados keeper, have a couple of those last night, and he held on to them. Not easy, and especially when there's a fine leg coming in towards you as well.
Well, it went that deep that it was the fine leg's catch, and I think he just glanced at the fine leg coming in just at the last moment, took his eyes off it for a fraction of a second. That's all it takes.
The secret is to keep your eyes on the ball all the way through, which he didn't. All sorts of confusion out there in the middle in this over. 8 runs have come from it, 57 for 5.
Yeah, it was an interesting over. There was the missed run out, a decent throw, and there would have been a run out by about 2 metres, and then that mix up between the keeper and fine leg. The keeper always runs back and tries to take them, but if it goes too deep like that, the other man's got to call him out, and it didn't happen. I don't think there was any chat between the two of them. It cost them a wicket.
As has been the case all the way through the tournament. Every night we have had packed crowds. Tonight again we've had big crowds. Well, we've seen it all here at Stanford Cricket Ground. That's a big one. It's gone into the sticky wicket restaurant. Well, we saw the other evening Barnwell a big hitter. Now Cranston is taken up from where his brother left off in 2006.
That's a terrific shot. Now they'll target Nikita Miller, I think. To target someone, he's got a very low arm action. So he's just going to slide on, and he can't afford to be short like that. He's going to get belted. They need one man. Maybe this is the man. Royston Crandon. He's shown there they can hit them a long way, and they need someone to do the job that Danza Hyatt did for Jamaica. And that's smack some sixes, smack them out of the park. Change the ball again. It was a fabulous strike of the ball. picked up the length of the ball very, very quickly. Rocked onto the back foot. And away it went. And a long way right over the pavilion. Into the airport, probably. Big six.
Now he takes his eyes off the ball and gives the batsman the extra run. Bernard it is. Could have been close to a run out if he's picked it up first time. So things have become a little bit frenetic in the last over and a bit. A little bit of turn there, and a good piece of adjustment by the batsman just to get the single.
I'm surprised a few more deliveries haven't turned sharply, even though the pitch is reasonably well sealed. It was a bit patchy. There were areas of concern, I'd reckon, for batsmen. Now that's not a great shot, just giving himself too much. He's trying to hit it inside out over cover, but there's a man there anyway.
That's gone to goal. Second one in the over. Miller has come on, has been taken for 6-2-1-6, 15 off the over so far.
Well, when you're chasing nearly 11 runs and over, you've got nothing to lose. Having lost 5 wickets, you've got to go. Sir Alan Stanford has wrapped. He loves to see the excitement for the crowd, the big hitting. And we missed out early tonight with Chris Gayle, just completely out of touch. Got a bad decision, I know, but he scored 4 from 14 deliveries, which is most unusual for him. We expected him to hit a few out of the park tonight. That didn't happen. Well, this is smart cricket. 16 from it, 73 for 5.
7 overs still remaining. They need 71 more at just over 10 runs and over. Only 5 wickets in hand. But as we've been saying, the batsmen to come are all recognised hitters who have a good record. They're experienced players. Esuan Crandon, Mahendra Nagamootoo, Neil McGarrell. Derwin Christian, the keeper, is down to come next, but I doubt that he will. I think they'll make a shift in the batting order. Here's Chris Gayle. 1. Will they come for a second? They're trying it. The return is on the way. Good running. Gets home.
Well run. He hesitated. Didn't run the first one quickly enough. Barnwell hesitated and came back for the second. Findlay's throw bounced and saved the wicket. Had it skidded, he might have been in trouble. Carlton Baugh, the wicketkeeper, had to take the ball high and come back down. So, stroke of luck there for Barnwell. That's a good start from this over. 2 from the first ball. Chris Gayle is a smart customer. Good cricket brain when he bowls.
That's going to go for 4. He's hammered through extra cover. Well, we saw with the Jamaican innings, we were expecting the big guns to fire. Chris Gayle made 4. Marlon Samuels made 26. The big guns didn't fire. Wavell Hinds failed to score out first ball. The youngsters, Hyatt, Marshall, were the ones. Could it be the same here? We expected Chanderpaul, Sarwan, Chattergoon to be the ones. Chanderpaul out for 10, Sarwan 10, Chattergoon 5. In the air, an easy catch, gone. So Gayle gets a wicket in his first over. 6 down now, Hyatt takes the catch. Barnwell goes for 26 off 27 deliveries. Good effort by him.
Well, I said Gayle was a smart bowler, and he just bowled that a little quicker, up to about 92 Ks, and it was on him too quickly to get underneath it and hit it a long way, as we tried to do.
As expected, a bit of a change in the batting order. Christian doesn't come in, it's Nagamootoo. Won't face right away. Down to the boundary and clears it over mid-wicket. Well, you heard about his brother Esuan Crandon hitting the ball all over the place in 2006. Now his brother Royston is doing it.
That's a good strike of the ball, straight through the line of the ball and peeled it off. Wonderful six. They've got to keep going.
Chopped away. Come back for a second. So an expensive over, but a wicket has fallen in it. 14 off it. 6 overs remain. 87 for 6.
Well, it's terrific stuff, and they did reach a stage, Guyana, where they had to get cracking. The required run rate was up to 11 and over. They've got it back 9.5 from the last 2 overs.
The Guyana card, 87 for 6. Disappointing from the top order. Now it's down to the lower order to see what they can do. Interesting, the statistical comparison between the teams after 14 overs. Jamaica were 88 for 3, so there's only 1 run in it. Guyana now 87 for 6. However, there are 3 wickets which separate the two teams, and that's a big factor. Change in bowler now. Dave Bernard is going to come back. He'll have 1 over to go. 3 overs for 18 in his earlier spell. Medium pacer.
He'd be pretty happy with that, just 6 and over, because the medium pacers in 2020 cricket are usually the ones who get a bit of a pounding. Bowling around about 125 Ks, much easier to hit than the spinners, and the extra pace from the quicker bowlers like Powell, who was up to about 145 at times. Gee, that delivery that knocked Shivnarine Chanderpaul's stump out of the ground, off stump out of the ground, was a highlight of this tournament for me so far. People love to see a big, quick running in and bowling quick and smashing the stumps, and that was a very defining moment in this particular innings. And that was the first ball from him from the other end. Changed ends for a bit better rhythm, and that was the result. They should push. No, they won't push for 2 here. So they've got it back to 9.71, which is gettable, but they've only got 4 wickets left. But they have got some experience to follow.
Hit it well. Finds a long on fielder. Should have tried for a second, but good piece of fielding by Findlay. Jamaicans have been very, very sharp in the field. They have put down a catch or two, difficult, and they have muffed a run out. But in the outfield, there have been some outstanding individuals. Findlay perhaps the most outstanding. He's picked that up and it's gone a long way. Got under it and hoisted it. Yet another 6. If they keep on going this way, they're not entirely out of it.
Well, is Royston Crandon the man who's going to do the job for them? That's beautifully picked up on the rise. Great shot. Straying down leg side, bowled a bit slower at 109 Ks. Had been time to see it. Wicket away. Yes, she says. 6 more.
Cracked away square. He'll come back for a second. Well, they've got the required run rate now down to under 9 runs and over. This blitz by Crandon, 29 off 11 deliveries with 3 sixes, has reduced the target down to 46 off 31 deliveries. But they've only got 4 wickets in hand, but the 4 wickets are batsmen. who know how to hit the ball. Deflection from the back of the bat. Raises 100. 5 overs to go. 44 to get. 4 wickets in hand. Guyana still in it, thanks to Crandon.
At Stanford, we take a different approach to private wealth.
100 for 6 it is. It's getting interesting in the middle. And on the outskirts of the game, I've got Dwayne Bravo alongside me. Of course, he's part of the Trinidad and Tobago team that are here watching the game at the moment. So 100 for 6 it is. Dwayne, what's your call? 5 overs to go.
At this point in time, things seems to be going the batting team way. But if Jamaica pick up a wicket or two, things can change. Crandon is batting very well, so it's up to him to bat right through to the end. Right now, the game is still balanced, and a little mistake, anything is possible. So.
That looks like another boundary. It is. So that's important, Dwayne. That's a boundary off the first ball of the over.
Yeah, that's a good start in the over. The batting team have the momentum at this point in time, so it's very important that they don't lose any wickets. And if they haven't lost any wickets, I think the batting team will be the Guyana team will come out on top.
Okay, so it's a situation in this game. It's the nature of 2020 that you're never really out of it, are you? Providing you've got someone around who can smack the ball a bit.
Yeah, that's it. That's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this game. It brings a lot of difference into the Caribbean, and you see players from teams that they never thought they could have been playing in the national team, and that's something good about Stanford 2020. It opens venue.
Okay, well, that's another boundary. There's the replay. Just gone over the infield, run away for another boundary. So this is a healthy over now.
Yeah, it feels very good for Guyana at this point in time. So what they got to realize is they can't lose any wickets. Jamaica will come right back into the game, and they just got to keep batting and batter the overs, and I have no doubt they're going to stay at home.
Okay, it's 36 off 28. That's what's required at the moment. Who would you rather play tomorrow?
At this point in time, we are happy playing either team, Guyana or Jamaica. We, at this point in time, Chanderpaul have been playing very good, and I think that is something we have grown over the years. We have been playing good as a unit together, and I'm really looking forward to this game tomorrow.
Could be number 4. Well fielded, very well fielded indeed. Okay, so Dwayne Bravo's looking pretty relaxed here on the outskirts. I guess it's going to be a bit of a different story tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be tense, a lot of noise, going to be very exciting. The second time Tobago is in the finals. I think we're going to use that as our advantage. With a stronger team this time around, so we are really looking forward to the challenge ahead of us tomorrow, please God. A lot of support from back home, a lot of people come over, and we really want to do ourselves proud and the people of Trinidad and Tobago proud as well.
Okay, right, there's one more left in this over. Let's go back upstairs to the commentators. Thanks, Dwayne.
This game is on. This game is hot. It's on the wire. It's on. 33 required off 25. 6 wickets down. I know we say that, folks, but I said to you earlier, the depth of batting for Guyana. Mahendra Nagamootoo has first-class 100. Esuan Crandon, the older brother of Royston, played well against Jamaica in the quarterfinals. Neil McGarrell averages over 20 in first-class cricket, so he can stick around. In the gap 4, has in the sky. Royston Crandon reeled it his willow well. His strike rate is over 250, 115 for 6.
It was the on ball there for the plucking, and he put it away beautifully. Oh, it's a tense time.
That's the equation. Now it's coming to Guyana's favour. Less than 7.5 runs per over. Boy, how Jamaica must hate the name Crandon whenever it pops up. Esuan punished them in 2006. Royston is on the brink. Jamaica somehow, they need to find a way to take a wicket. I think the cricket has been a little bit untidy, I think, since the 11th over.
Look down that bowling card. Who has got overs to bowl? And when do you bowl him? That's going to be the key. The captain's got to make a call at some point Does he bowl Taylor now? Does he leave him for the end? And it might be too late. Does he take a gamble, bowl him 1 over, look for a wicket from him? Maybe a maiden, maybe a low scoring. But who do you bowl now? That is the key. It's come down to that. And it's a runner ball. Runner ball. That's what the game demands now. And I would say this game's a long way from over. I think it's going to sway one way or the other a couple of times yet. Bish?
You think?
Indeed, look here. Look what's happening. They're playing the last card. They've taken it out from under the sleeve and they put it on the table. And they know that they roll this dice and this man takes some wickets, they're back in the game. They don't get a wicket from him. They pick up just a little bit of cash, that's it.
Let me tell you, in 2006, in the quarterfinal, these two teams met. And Guyana needed 34 from 24 balls. Then they were 7 down. They're 6 down tonight. They need less runs, 29 from 24. They need Jerome Taylor somehow to muster up a wicket. Either that, or they need some good fielding to prize something out. Because the ball is in Guyana's court.
You see, you've got to have the presence of mind now as a batsman to say, look, it's a runner ball. They're playing their trump card. All I've got to do is make sure I get bat on ball and run. Maybe pick up the odd 2. If I get an edge and it goes down for 4, that's a bonus. But if I get 6 and over through 6 singles, that's good enough. That's good enough. But a swing and a miss or a get out shot, you bring them back into business.
Jerome Taylor is a clever bowler. He's bowled in pressure situations before, quite notably in the Champions Trophy in 2006 against the Australians. Picked up a hat-trick under pressure. West Indies got a famous win then in the preliminary rounds. But each situation like this presents new challenges. Yes, he's got that in his memory bank. He can dig into that. His one-day international career presents a good economy rate. This is 2020. Now Royston Crandon on strike. Does he go for the Yorker? Or does he change up the pace? Oh, that's quick. Has it hit the glove? Has it hit the glove? Has it hit the glove? Given! Oh, good pace from Jerome Taylor. He's a clever bowler. He's skillful. That is huge.
Great captaincy to bring him back. That was the right call. And good bowling, clever bowling. That's why he earns a living from the game. You can hit the dobbers, but quality bowlers are tough. Now, has the lady started to warm up her voice? One leg on. Royston Crandon goes for a match-changing 35 or 14, 116 for 7.
Knife edge. I can sense you're twisting in your seats at home. I can sense, even if you're in your bedroom watching this, you're twisting in the bed. Derwin Christian, who's at the crease, new batsman. Boy, what pressure is this?
This is critical because they're asking, did they cross? And the key is, does the new man face or not? Up she goes. Now, he wouldn't have run very far, would he have? I mean, for my money, he hasn't crossed. And for my money, the new man has got to be facing, which means it's a little bit of a ball game for Taylor. Round the wicket he is, to the left-hander.
Good Yorker. Good Yorker. Good bowling. He keeps his composure so well, Jerome Taylor. By the time he gets back to the top of his mark, you can see him thinking all the way, and he's a clear and logical thinker, even if maybe the plan at some point may not come off. But he knows exactly what he's doing here. By the time he turns around, he knows what he wants to bowl, which is important. He's not guessing.
I'm watching Chris Gayle. He's marshalling the troops around here a little bit. He's at a little short mid-wicket, and he's on the prowl. He brought the right man back at the right times, got his wicket. He's probably thinking, who's going to bowl my overs from the other side? Over number 18 and 20.
Might just have been drifting down leg. A bellow from Jerome Taylor. He thinks he should have had the benefit of it.
I think you called it right, Bish. I think you've called it right. My gut feel was it was drifting. Yes, it was drifting. Ooh, good decision, good decision. Can't give that up. Now, 5 balls delivered. Can he get a dot ball? Get to keep the new man on strike. Every single run is now critical.
Oh, good over. 3 runs off it, and the wicket. 118 for 7.
That was a defining moment in this match. The bowler bowled out of his socks. That was 3 runs off the over in a pressure situation with $1 million up for grabs. Jerome Taylor, take a bow. He's got one left. He's got one left.
Six runs needed from 18 balls. 3 overs left. This game is still hot. This game is still hot. Chris Gayle is gone for 25 off his 2 overs.
Oh, an extra run. 16 extras now. The problem is, Bish, Samuels has only got 1 over left. So someone's got to bowl 1 over to get to that point. This is the one. And if you've worked it out as a batting team, you've got to say that we need 12 or 14 or 15 off Gayle, just to make sure we don't end up trying to get 12 or 14 or 15 off Samuels, or should I say off Taylor. You don't want to get 12, 15 off Taylor, do you? I'm exhausted. 2 nights in a row. We've got another one tomorrow.
In the gap, in the gap, in the gap and all the way. Nagamootoo can hit in some unusual areas. Game alive, 20 required from 16.
It's across the line, it's against the rules of cricket, but he's bowled a length ball. You cannot bowl the length delivery now. It's got to be really full and quick. Better, better.
I have to say, and just purely from analysis, Jamaica have been good at times in the field, and at times they've been just a little bit off the mark. They would have hoped for better. Let's see how it pans out. Oops.
Eight off the over. Still 2 balls left. Can this be a 14 off the over? Now, will he have a slog across the line like he did? Take it on.
He's held on, he's held on. That could be a match winner. Dave Bernard Jr. it is. Nagamootoo's gone. Another twist, another turn.
Captain Gayle has got a wicket out of the blue. Great catch under pressure. The flags are flying. Nagamootoo gone for 15. He played well. 126 for 8.
I wish I could promise you that it's game, set and match. It's not. This guy, Esuan Crandon, batted at number 3 in the quarterfinal in 2006. He scored 71 off 39 balls and won the match for Guyana then. It's more than a year later. It's almost 2 years. 18 required from 13. So still work to do from both points of view. Nine off the over and the wicket. 127 for 8.
"17 from 12 means it's going to go to the wire whichever way you look at it. Now, this is a critical over, because if Taylor can run up and bowl a good one, you've got to say, what is the last bowler needing to defend? How much can he defend? Can he defend 10? Gives him 7. Who will rise? Bish, you get a wicket here, you're in business. You don't get a wicket, I think you're gone. Not you. Jamaica. They don't get a wicket here, they'll get more runs and there won't be enough to defend. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Jerome Taylor will need to summon all his skills. Here he goes. Hold on, folks. Sit tight.
Oh man, again. Every so often it's a slow ball and it's difficult to take because it's gone through and maybe a second or third bounce, but it's a critical moment just to let it go.
Little tricks. The wicketkeeper has to be told in some way or form with a little signal, this is going to be a slower ball. That run could cost you $1 million. That one. Easy as that. Dot ball boosts everything.
Not too high, and just right. 1 for the over. Yeah, it's over shoulder height, and that's a good call from Billy.
Bish, you would know as a fast bowler, round the wicket to the left-hander with fine leg up. You take the chance with the short ball, you get a top edge, it's the game, it's the ball game. It's high risk. It's high risk. Fine leg is there. It's got to be the Yorker.
Good feeling, took the pace off it. Jerome Taylor, boy, what a composed over.
Yeah, the length is good as well, you see, the slower ball. Now, he's got to come back over the wicket. He's got one ball that's bounced over the correct height, so he can't bowl another short ball. He's got to be looking to pitch it up, and surely the batsman's thinking the same. Fine legs up in the circle, you cannot bowl short. So if you're going to pitch it up, you've got to change the pace. That's what he'll be thinking, or should be.
Oh. Well, adventure to say, that's just a little bit fortunate from Jerome Taylor, because the fine leg, as you pointed out, was in the circle. That was angled towards leg stump. It just needed a touch. It was way outside leg stump, right of screen. There's the shadow of the man at fine leg. Just needed a touch. So he got away with it. Could it be momentum going in favour of Taylor? 3 runs off the over, 2 deliveries left. 14 from 8. Well bowled.
Right, Bish. We're down to 13 off the last over if this is a dot. If they get a single, it's 12. How would you like to be bowling the last over for $1 million? 12 runs to defend. Is there a bowl out in the mix here? Is there a tie? We haven't seen one. What about a tie? What about a bowl out?
Ramnaresh Sarwan left of screen, Nasing Sewnarine in the centre, not playing tonight. Critical delivery from Taylor. Bang on the money, 5 runs off the over. 132 for 8, the moment has arrived.
Yep, this is where the metal meets the bone. What are they talking about? We can't get run a ball, that's what they're saying. And don't forget, we only need 11. It's messy in that change room. You can bet your bottom dollar. Everybody's walking around. They can't sit still. Can't blame them.
Nerves, just looking at guys walking around, hands behind the back. They can't bear it.
And I'll tell you what, there's a heap of shopping you can do with the cash. Even the ladies are on their feet. Mine would be, and so would yours.
I think it has, the money's good. And you're right, you cannot wipe it out of the equation. But I think there's also, Aaron Ganga made the point about the title being 2020 champions. You can't go to the grocery with it, but it's part of the equation, winning the championship. Marlon Samuels has been entrusted, economical so far, 6 balls to get 12.
In the last final, 14 was needed, and they got it. Marlon Samuels. Now, Bish, what's his one-day record like? Forget about his 2020. What's his one-day record? How long has he been plying his trade? Has he put in the time? Things that go through your mind.
In fact, there was a time when Chris Gayle was the man who bowled at the death for the West Indies. That time has come and gone. Where's he going to score? Up straight, straight as a die, straight as an arrow. 8 off 5. Just missed his length and allowed Christian to get under it.
This may call for a total revamp of the bowling and of the field placing. For my money, I'd put another man back. Put one straight behind him. Take him from anywhere. They're not looking to go across the line. They're looking to hit him down the ground. Put somebody straight back. No wide, inside the line. Good call.
Well, the television umpire has been called upon. It looked as though Crandon was back. I wonder if I'm certain. Let's have a look.
Now, if you watch where he bowled it from very wide of the crease, and he's home. He's home. But Samuels changed the angle dramatically. It's very clever bowling. What's the call? Yeah, that's right. Samuels is changing his line and he bowls it all the time. 7 to win from 3 balls. Where do you hit it? Coaches will tell you to hit down the ground straight. You go across the line, if you miss it, you're gone. Hit it straight down the ground at the biggest gap on the field, behind the bowler.
I think Chris Gayle knows it a bit as well. He's brought them long off and long on. A touch straighter since that boundary. No one at a deep point, no one at deep square leg. It should just be one. Everyone going after it. 3 fielders emerge. Great delivery. It's kept at 1. By signal, 6 to win from 2. Where do you score? Where do you look to score as a batsman? You know what the bowler is going to try to do. Darts.
Yeah, you've got to either hit it. Look at the pace he's bowled that at. 130 kilometers an hour. Now, he's going to be bowling it full, that you know for sure. You've got to hit it at the man in the ring and beat him. Straight in the gap is not going to get you a 4, it's going to get you a 1. You've got to beat the man in the ring. If you beat the man in the ring, it's going to go for 4. And there's a lot of pace on it. It will be full. You can get forward, but you've got to change the angle of the bat. You can't just play a conventional down the ground shot. They're very, very straight. Oh, this is tight. 2 left.
Wavell Hinds keeps it to 2. They need 4 to win of this final ball, providing there isn't a wide or a no ball.
Can I make a suggestion? The wicketkeeper doesn't need to be up. He can stand back in the ring. Will the captain work that out? Get a man back. You don't want an inside edge. Get the keeper back.
Deep discussion. What's the end result of it? What's the end result of it? Guarantee of $500,000 US on the line, a chance to be champions of the Caribbean region, and $1 million as first prize. That looks like it. Guyana are out. They ran 2, and Jamaica are into the final. They win by 1 run and have a chance to get the $1 million prize.
It's pandemonium at Stanford 2020. There's one heck of a scene here. As big a scene as you'll see in world cricket. My word. Unbelievable. 1 run in it. Chris Gayle, oh, he's doing his warm down already. They came out in numbers to support. And they have pulled their team through. And when you talk about 1 run, you think back of all the little knocks here and there, the 16 extras, the wide call, a half a chance there, a little fumble. That's where you lost a title. So close, yet so far. Nothing in it. Nothing in it. There's going to be a lot of partying in Jamaica tonight. Well, I hope there is. There's a good reason. But you've also got to say to Guyana, you brought a lot of joy. You've taken the competition to another level over a long time. You've won it. You had your turn. You challenged well. You fought hard. One run is neither here nor there. And I've no doubt everyone feels for the people of Guyana. That's the batting card, 142 for 8. 19 extras helped the cause. And you've got to say they had a bad start. It stumbled along, and then suddenly it came good. Too little, too late. Look at the bowling figures from Taylor, Powell, Samuels. Those were the killer blows. Gayle got 2, but was expensive. And the 19 extras off didn't help the cause. So that's the card. 143 for 7, 142 for 8. Jamaica have got home by 1 single run. We're going to take a little breather and come back for a very interesting presentation. Don't go away.
Welcome back everyone to the Stanford cricket ground. Yeah, that tells the story, but not the full story. Jamaica through. They're through to the final by the slimmest of margins. Really slim margin. It has been hectic. Jamaica batting first, 143 for 7. They were restricted, they were expecting more. Guyana in response, 142 for 8. Jamaica win by 1 run. Welcome back to the Stanford cricket ground. What a match it has been. Pat Simcox alongside me. Still 131 remains the highest successful run chase in the tournament.
It does. I'm going horse. It's unbelievable, Bish. This is unbelievable cricket. Wonderful.
I want to show our viewers something, though. I want to show the viewers something that happened in the last ball. They needed 4 to win, 3 to tie. It struck to long on. They run 1. Jamaica starting to celebrate. They run 2. Look at them. They could have run a third. They could have run a third and tied the game. They could have had, but the batsman was so disappointed. The batsman walked towards the pavilion. Powell throws it. Look at this. Look at this, folks. Carlton Baugh didn't bother. Look at the batsman going right up screen. He could have run another one, Pat Simcox.
You're right. He probably could have. Fish, it was just the drama of the moment. The drama of the moment. What can you say? Unbelievable. You're right. But we said it was going to be one of these games, didn't we? We said, yes, the score was big, but it was going to be one of them.
Yes, and it was a great game indeed. We had some fun. The players did the business. Mike Hazeman's turn to do the business at the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the 3rd game in a row, before we chat to the players, let's give them a big hand for great entertainment. Well done, guys. Terrific stuff. The presentation party alongside me is Sir Garfield Sobers, of course. He's going to be letting us know who the man of the match is. The adjudicators, by the way, were Sir Garfield, Andy Roberts and also Curtly Ambrose. And as per normal, Sir Alan Stanford is going to be handing over the cheques to the lucky winners. My first duty is to chat to the losing captain, Ramnaresh Sarwan. Ronnie, sadly again, there has to be a losing skipper. How are you feeling right now, Ronnie?
Disappointed, but at the same time, I just think that we got to be proud of ourselves. I thought we played an excellent game. To recover from the position that we were, I thought the young guys played extremely well.
Now, the commentator's been talking about the fact that maybe there's a chance that a 3rd run could have been taken right at the end.
Yes, there was a possibility, but for some reason they were not focused enough because Carlton Baugh took the ball and he ran away. So probably if they were a bit more focused, there was a possibility we could have gotten the 3rd run.
Who do you think is going to win the big one now tomorrow?
I'm not too sure, but I just want to wish both Daren, Ganga and Christopher Gayle all the best and may the best team win.
Ronnie, you can be proud of your boys. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Ramnaresh Sarwan, of course, the skipper of Guyana, the losing captain. Winning captain, Chris Gayle from Jamaica. There's Chris. Chris, you're known as one of the coolest characters on the cricket field. How were those emotions made at the end?
To be honest, I think the Guyanese really test my coolness today. But in the end there, I kept it, and it was very pretty good. But I have to say well done to Guyana. They played really, really well. If I give credit to the way they bring it down to the wire, the last ball, it was really tremendous. And, you know, just come out on top, which was very good.
And how tough was that captaincy for you?
It was very tough, you know, to be honest. It's not an easy team to captain. But, you know, the guys really rally around me, and I really enjoy playing with the guys. So, unfortunately, the Guyana come out on the losing end this time around. But I have to give credit to the support today. It was tremendous. Hopefully, we can get the same tomorrow.
I bet you can't wait for tomorrow.
Definitely. I'll see you what happens tomorrow. It's going to be a good game.
Okay, terrific, Chris. Well done. We'll see you tomorrow. Chris Gayle, of course, winning captain of Jamaica. I'd now like to draw your attention to the big screen. I'm going to announce the player of the match. This player gets $10,000 US. It was a magnificent delivery from Daren Powell, breaking that stump and getting through the defence of Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Daren, please come forward. $10,000 US from Sir Alan Stanford. And a big smile as well. Daren, come and have a quick chat. What an outstanding delivery.
Well, yes, you know, when you're bowling against a Guyana attack, once you get Shiv and Stars, they're the most experienced batters in the team. And, you know, it was pretty brilliant for me to get Shiv with that delivery.
And what did that do for your confidence straight after that?
Well, it lit my confidence. I've been bowling well in the nets, but when I get here in the first game, you know, ball wasn't consistent in the areas. And this certainly helped me and boost my confidence to go in the final tomorrow.
Okay, terrific. We'll see you tomorrow. Well done.
Cheers.
$10,000 US to Daren Powell. I'm now going to hand the microphone over to Sir Guy Fieldsobers to let us know who the man of the match was. Sir Gary?
Well, thank you very much. It's been a very, very good game, very exciting. There were 3 very good performances. Denzil Hyatt with his 59, we thought was very good. Marlon Samuels taking 2 for 15 and scoring 26. But between myself, Ambrose, and Andy Roberts decided Lennox Cush, hat-trick, man of the match.
Thank you, Sir Gary. $25,000 US for Lennox Cush for the hat-trick. Lennox, congratulations, and as we heard before, it's not your first hat-trick, but it's a nice little prize to get with this one.
Oh yes, thank you. I'll trade this for the game, but that's how it is. I mean, Jamaica played well tonight. They came out successful. Made the best team in tomorrow, but thanks to my team for the support. Like I said to them, I think I was here by accident in this 2020 tournament, but Guyana will rebound and come again. Thank you.
Okay, terrific, Lennox, and well done on that another hat-trick and the $25,000 US. Sir Alan, Sir Gary, thank you very much. That concludes the presentation, and don't miss tomorrow.
And why would anyone want to miss tomorrow? Chris Gayle coming up trumps tonight. Shivnarine Chanderpaul not coming out on the winning side as he would have hoped. But what a game it was, and what a game we have in store for you in the final of the Stanford 2020-2008. Trinidad and Tobago will be taking on Jamaica. Well, we hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed this as much as we have. It's been exciting. It's been chaos at times, but we've enjoyed bringing this to you. We hope that you'll join us tomorrow for the final. I'm sure you will, from the Stanford Cricket Ground. Until then, see you later.
2020, are you ready? Ready? 2020, come rise up with me. 2020, push your hand to the sky. 2020, jump up in the vibe. 2020, Caribbean fever, plenty, plenty. Come down to the ground, time to party. To the real cricket fans, it's legendary. What we talking about? 2020.
Come rise with me, and we will have a party. Come rise and see the Stanford 2020.
Hands up to the sky, yeah, in the air, let's try.